all the way over here for that. Good morning. Good morning. There we go. Ground rules right away. No Raider jokes, okay? So I'm a Raider fan. And I always defend the Lobos, but you guys can have at those engineers that are all UNM engineers. The state ones, well, Aggies won, so. With that, I'm going to call to order the regular meeting, November 20th, 2025, at approximately 8:30. Let the record show that 5 commissioners are present and a quorum has been established. If I could get a roll call.
Chairman Adams.
Here.
Commissioner McElroy.
Here.
Commissioner Tonjes. Here. Commissioner Chynoweth. Here. And Commissioner Taylor.
And then, where's Harold Love? Brother Love, come up here and lead us on the Pledge of Allegiance. Man, I know Harold from way back in the day, so. Commissioners, you've had a chance to see the agenda. Is there any additions, deletions, or any other comments? If not, what is the pleasure of this commission?
Move for approval.
I have a motion for approval from Commissioner McElroy. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Chenoweth. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. You had a chance to review the minutes of the special meeting of October 16th, 2025.
Sir,
Yes.
just a note on the bottom of page 1 in the minutes, that indicates that I was absent, but I was present for that meeting.
Oh, for you were on the Zoom, right?
No, I was present.
Okay. So, you want to make a motion and to amend the minutes to include that you were here at the last meeting?
Sure.
And for approval?
Make a motion, sir, to correct the minutes indicating that Gary Tonjes was present, not absent at that meeting.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That carries unanimously with that one change. Now we'll go on to introduction, and we have some elected officials here. Do we?
At least a couple. Mr. Chairman, we do have a couple. I believe we have a county commissioner from Hidalgo County in Lordsburg, Art Maloof. Did I get that correct? Maloof? Thank you for being here. We also have a mayor from the city of Mesilla. Is it Russell Hernandez? Russell, yes. Thank you for being here. Representative from Deming, city of Deming. It is Davis Bailey. Is it Davis Bailey? David Bailey. David, are you here? Thank you for being here. David, you're the director. What do you oversee there? Thank you. Thank you for being here. And then we have a representative from the city of Las Cruces, Melissa Torres. Is Melissa here? All right. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman. Oh, and looks like, here we go. The mayor, Mayor Deb Stubfield from the village of Williamsburg. Thank you for being here. Good to see you.
I've been to Williamsburg many a time. So when we get to public comment, we're real informal here. Anybody that wants to come and approach the commission, feel free to come up. That's why we're here. We're here to hear the good and the bad, and so if you have any comments, suggestions that can make life better, then we welcome you to come up and speak. With that, we have the executive staff.
Mr. Chairman, starting here on my left with our General Counsel, John Newell, Deputy Secretary Jessica Cooper, Deputy Secretary Mo Moabed. You all know yours and my assistant, Tammy Trujillo. In District 1, hometown favorite, Aaron Chavarria. Here for Francisco is Mike Smelker, Assistant District Engineer. For District 3, Paul Brasher, good to see you. Chris Urioste for Adam Romero from District 4. Rhonda Lopez back there, District 5, and Lisa Vega in District 6. Thank you guys for being here.
And we'll go ahead and have the commissioners introduce. We'll start on the end with Commissioner Taylor.
Good morning. Commissioner Taylor, District 5. That's in the northwest corner of New Mexico. It's San Juan, Rio Arriba, Santa Fe, Taos, and Torrance counties. I would like to tell people if I made a one-lane highway out of the roads in my district, it would go from Farmington, New Mexico to 300 miles the other side of Berlin, Germany. It's a lot of highway for a few guys to take care of. Anyway, it's great to be here today.
Good morning. My name is Gary Tonjes from District 2, which is southeast New Mexico.
Good morning, I'm Hilma Chinoweth. I'm the Commissioner for District 3, which is the most urban area of New Mexico, including Albuquerque. It encompasses Bernalillo County and portions of Sandoval and Valencia County. Happy to be here.
District 1, John McRae from southwestern New Mexico. This is my district. Glad to see as many employees as here from District 1. So I've kind of become the commissioner last January. I'm kind of getting going through the district with Aaron and looking at a lot of things at the district, and all of you should be very proud of the work you do, because I think you do an excellent job for this district, for this area, as Aaron does. You work well with the communities, work well with everybody that lives in this area, because you live and you work here, and you do your job for the people and the public of this area, and you do a very fine job. I mean, based on what I've seen of the district, and I have a little knowledge because I worked for the department for 28 years. I retired as a District 5 engineer at the end of 2009. I was a District 5 engineer for 7 years, and then kind of grew up in District 4 and District 5 to that level. So, and graduated, went to New Mexico State University in the late 70s, early 80s, graduated with a civil engineering degree, and then began my career with the department. After the department, I've worked in the private sector, working with contractors and surveyors and things like that, doing work out on road construction, those kind of things. You know, I think this district's in very good hands, and you can tell by the roads. You can tell by I-10, you can tell by I-25, you can tell by the US 180. We were at the ribbon cutting of the first phase of US 180 yesterday. You know, it's good to see that footprint put out there, and that footprint obviously needs to be extended all the way to Deming, but like I said, I don't think I can praise you guys enough for the work you do. Everybody that I've met in this district, and some people I know in this district already from my past in the department, and you know, you're top notch, and don't let anybody ever tell you any different, because that's what I see here. Thank you.
That's not. And I'm Walter Adams, and I represent District 4. A little bit about me is that if I'm here next December, I'll be with the DOT for 50 years. I started back in 1977. I started in construction. I did survey. I was on a surveying crew when we still used to do our own survey. I was an AMS. I was a lab supervisor. I was in the audit. Then I went to we put 27 years in District 4. Then I went and put 15 years up at the GO, It's a place I thought I never wanted to work. I always used to say when I was in districts, I never want to work at the GO, and I ended up there for 15 years. And I did employee support where I would go out and meet with all the patrols and see what was good and what was bad and what we needed to do to improve. So I've been here a long time. Back in the day when the trucks were orange with no air conditioning, they were all standard, tent to a truck in the back of the bed. I mean, things have really gotten better, and it's good to be here. Before I go on to thank the city of Sunland, I just want to say that as a commission, since we got on, we make it a point to travel the whole state. And the reason we do that is we want to come into communities such as this and other communities around the state to see what people need firsthand. Not to get a phone call saying, well, we need this and that. We want to come and meet with the people firsthand, find out what they're doing. And the second thing is, all the time that I was at DOT, I never got to well, when I was in the district, I never came to a meeting. Meetings were only for the important people. Well, the reason we get all of you over here is because you are the important people. And I'll tell you, I don't forget who I am, and I don't forget where I come from. And if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be the organization that we are. You're the people that will make or break us. We're just here and we sit up here and we conduct a meeting, but you're the ones that do the work each and every day out there making life better for the traveling public. And you got to remember that traveling public includes our families. And so I get joy to see everybody in here, because in this room, everybody's a piece of the puzzle. And I used to go around when I was at the GO and ask, which is the most important piece? Is it maintenance? Is it construction? Is it audit? Is it HR? Well, every piece is just as important, because if there's one piece missing, then we're not going to succeed. So I want to thank you on behalf of this commission for the work you do each and every day. And you do whatever it takes to get things done. And I'm going to be honest with you, because I sat in those chairs. You're not here because of the money. You're not here because you're getting tons of money, but you're here because we're like a family. And that being said, we take care of each other, and we're here because we love working with each other. We love the work we do, and we love making a difference for the people of the state of New Mexico. So I want to give all of you a round of applause. So thank you for being here, and always remember, you're the heart and the soul of this organization. Without you, hey, we don't have much. So I say we're the great, I always say we're the best, and I put you guys up against any other company, organization, whatever. You guys are the best. So with that, I'm going to move on, and I want to thank, is there some people from Sunland here? Well, we want to say, give a special thank you to the city of Sunland Park for, on behalf of this commission, we've never been treated better. Your hospitality, your generosity. I want to thank Aaron and Commissioner McElroy for the tour that was set up yesterday in coordination with the city of Sunland. It was, words can't even explain the education that we got out of that yesterday. And I want to say that you guys do a very, very good job in promoting yourself, in providing your mission, and providing your goals and where you want to be in the future. So I want to commend you on that, and thank you for all the hospitality that you were shown. I wouldn't mind coming back here again. We've had such a good time. We try to go everywhere, but it's been great. I also want to give a thank you to Hector Rangel, Mario Juarez Infante, Yasmin, Luis Rubalcaba, Carla Herrera, Jerry Pacheco, Geraldo Fierro, Laura Romero, Javier Perea, Mario, if I'm only saying the first name, it's because I don't want to mess up the last name. Daniel and Homer, where's Homer? Thank you, Homer. Chris Lyons, who also asked to give us a helicopter tour. Everything was pretty tight yesterday, so we didn't get a chance to do it. Some of the commissioners might do it today, but we want to thank Chris Lyons for reaching out. And we had a bus driver yesterday that made that trip fun, and his name is Rodrigo. I don't know if he's here. He's probably, but he was a lot of fun, and we appreciated that too. Let him know. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and move on to public comment. And on public comment, anybody that wants to speak, just raise your hand, we'll call you up. You know what they say, speak now or forever hold your peace. Has some of you heard that before? No public comment. Wow, okay, well, that's good for us. So with that, we're going to go ahead and move on to reports and updates. And we're going to start with Secretary's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioners, as you all know, this time of the year is about family holidays and gearing up for the legislative session. And so a couple weeks ago, we had the opportunity to present the agency's legislative priorities to the Transportation Infrastructure Revenue Subcommittee in Los Alamos. And I forwarded you off the presentation, but I did just want to talk about them here. On the first slide, the 2026, slide 6, you'll see, mark slide 6. Last year, as you're all aware, we introduced House Bill 145, which was a bill aimed at giving you, the commission, the authority to bond up to $1.5 billion for state-owned roadway projects. And that bill, over the course of the session, gained a lot of momentum, but it also included, after some amendments, $70 million of new annual revenue to the state road fund. And so this year, with the governor's support, we are going to reintroduce this bill as it was amended in the 2024 legislative session. It will allow up to $1.5 billion in bonding authority again. It will provide that the bonds may only be issued for funds in the STIP, and it provisions that the Department of Transportation report on these projects to be financed by bonds to legislative committees. And those guardrails are put in place to ensure that as administrations change and leadership at the agency changes and even leadership at the commission, that the funding continues to be used for priority infrastructure projects that really do need to be addressed. The revenue for the State Road Fund comes by way of three sources. The first is a 25% increase to vehicle registration fees. For those vehicle owners that register their vehicle in New Mexico, that would generate $30 million in new revenue every year. The next would be a 35% increase to weight distance tax, generating $40 million a year. And we have worked with interest groups across the state to establish electric vehicle surcharge rates for electric vehicle owners who register their vehicles. In addition to the registration fee, they would be paying an electric vehicle surcharge, and that will be staggered to increase slightly over the next 3 years. And so that will be another governor bill. On the back of this slide, we shared that we are working on two priorities, the first of which will sound familiar, the automated speed enforcement camera placement in construction zones. Last year, that bill was introduced as Senate Bill 241, sponsored by Senator Gonzalez and Sanchez. And this, of course, now authorizes the Department of Transportation to place speed enforcement cameras on work zones only. As you all are aware from the action you've taken in the past, this commission has the statutory authority to allow local governments to place speed cameras on state roads, and but you don't have the authority to do that on your own roads, right? And so this will provide that authority, and we're reworking this bill to address the concerns that several lawmakers had last year. Please.
Real quick, I just wanted to say we brought this bill up because I know how dangerous it is working out on the highways, I-40, I-25, which whatever it is. And I live in Las Vegas, New Mexico, and they were doing work at La Bajada, if you guys know where La Bajada Hill is. And that was about a 3-year project, and their cars were speeding through there like there was no tomorrow. And if you were going the posted 55 miles an hour, they were tailgating you and honking. And so we want to make sure that we're providing another tool for safety for you guys out there. Because this way, if you have a construction, up in District 4, I don't know how many months ago, we had a car that went into a work zone. They were working on guardrail and they hit 2 of our employees. And so we want to make sure that we're doing whatever we can to keep you guys safer, so that hopefully this bill will pass. It didn't pass the last session, but we're always looking for ways, and if you guys have any ideas, suggestions, let us know. You guys are out there, and we listen. So, Secretary.
Mr. Chairman, that's a really good point, and it reminds me, going back to asking for feedback and ideas, and something did come up, Mr. Chairman, that we realized we just hadn't been leveraging to the benefit of our employee safety, and that is our authority to identify construction zones and post the double fine zone for construction zones on all of our maintenance and construction projects. And so the question was asked, why in only certain construction zones are we posting the double fine zone, right? And when we asked that question, we realized there's no reason to prevent us from doing that on any work zone, including maintenance operations. And so we're working to ramp up on the proper posting of double fine zones as drivers move into any of the work zones that we identify to be work zones. And so that's something we can start doing immediately, at least to enforce that anybody caught speeding in those work zones are going to pay twice the price. The last item, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, is aimed at increasing the support that we provide to local governments. As you all are aware, the Department of Transportation has statutory responsibility for administering the Transportation Project Fund and the Local Government Road Fund. If you see the table on the bottom there, this is just a high level. The Local Government Road Fund generates up to $27 million annually. It provides for a 75%, 25% commitment between the agency and the local that is awarded. It's a disbursement program, which means that the local government receives all of their award up front, which minimizes their cash flow challenges. The Local Government Road Fund is, however, split up into different programs, making that $27 million a little more difficult to access because it's split up first into several buckets, and then those buckets provide for smaller awards. There is a hardship waiver for that 25% match, and all of these projects are approved by you all. The Transportation Project Fund isn't very dissimilar, except it has a smaller match of only 5%, and the $55 million is not broken up into separate programs. Instead, it can be used for anything from study to construction. I think the only provision is that it can't be used solely for a beautification project. And so what we're looking at doing is we pulled together a task force that includes the local government liaisons and reps from all of the districts, our pod team and others, and we're going to craft a bill that would combine these two programs, essentially keeping the best aspects of each of those programs and folding them into whatever will remain. This would allow for local governments to apply to only one program for up to $78 million to $80 million every single year. And we hope that this will encourage the legislature to use this single fund to infuse local governments with resources for larger projects on road infrastructure. This came up because, as you know, as you read stories about national rankings, right, like New Mexico being number 1 in this or being number 50 in this, worst drivers, worst this, worst that, all of those measures are inclusive of local road performance. And so when a measure comes out that says, New Mexico has the 3rd worst roads in the nation, that's inclusive of all local and county roads. And so in that last report that came out, they point to the worst roads in the state, and they were all local roads, right? And so we have a responsibility on top of taking care of our infrastructure of helping lift the quality of infrastructure for our locals, because if we don't, no matter how good we get, they're going to fall further behind and those rankings aren't going to get any better. And so this will be a step towards addressing that in a broader funding and simple program. We know that especially in small communities, having to apply for 3, 4, 5 different programs is difficult, and then you have to manage all of them. So that's a project that we'll have done before, I'm hoping before the end of the month, so that we can start working with legislators on those bills in December. And so I'll close that by saying what we'll be doing is having meetings strategically throughout the state with legislators. As we get to your regions of the state or your districts, we'll invite you commissioners to those meetings with lawmakers to ensure that you hear firsthand our strategy, you hear firsthand from them, you know, what their concerns may be, or the level of support you can hear from them directly. And we'll work with scheduling those around your availability.
I have a couple of questions, and I'm gonna, I know some of you, and I've been receiving calls that if there's a vacancy freeze, we've been discussing this and we've been on top of it. We had a meeting in Albuquerque last week, and last month, and we've been discussing it and keeping an eye on it. The secretary at that time said that he was giving each district $100,000 to fill some vacancies, and there's still going to be vacancies that aren't filled. And I think that's part of the money that we're going in and asking for on the legislative thing. A couple of questions that I had is number one, if we were doing what was it, longevity?
Yeah.
The longevity bonus. And from what I understand now, the longevity bonus is they're doing it statewide now. So I guess I have a concern, not a concern, I'm glad that they're doing it, but how is that now going to affect our budget now? Because, I know we had the money when we initially started, but that money was coming, I think it was 2 or 3 years that we were able to fund it. So how is that going to affect it now going down?
Yeah, that's a good question, Mr. Chairman. And the good thing is, I think, is that DOT, and you all were supportive of this, DOT kind of paved the way. When we rolled out that program across all the employees at DOT, I think there were a number of other agencies, and I think partners like AFSCME and CWA union leadership thought, we want this at all agencies. And so they did work with the executive, and the executive and Labor did reach an agreement for a statewide longevity pay program. The statewide longevity pay program is a little different than DOT's in that the longevity payments are paid out over the course of the 26 pay periods. And so that was done in a way to make the benefit pensionable, to slowly add to your pension, your pension earnings for when you retire. DOT's, as you all recall, was paid out in a lump sum in December, the last full pay period. And so, Chairman, the difference between the cost is really negligible because we had that carved out in our budget. We're not allowed to implement DOT's program anymore per the agreement that was reached. So our employees are now on the statewide longevity pay program. And fortunately, because we implemented ours, we had that cost carved out of our budget already.
And I just want to let everybody know, because I'm hearing it. I get calls, being that I worked here forever, everybody has my number, and they used to call me before, and I'm always a person that's going to give you an honest answer. So I know some of you have been put in for promotions. I know some of you are waiting to hire, and you have people on hold. And I'm hoping that we get through this rough spot soon, and we can get back to business as usual. I want to ask you to bear with us and stay with us. I know we're going to lose some people, but in the long run, this is a great place to work, and we're lucky to have you. So try to stick with us through this hard time, and hopefully it'll get rectified soon. I think we've all been in touch with legislators, and we're trying to get this thing, and it seems like they're all supportive. So I think that it's just a matter of time before we get something done. With that, is there any other questions?
I do have one
Commissioner
question,
McElroy.
a couple questions for the secretary. I don't know if you can, you sent a revised vacancy fund allocation last week to all the commissioners. I don't know if you can kind of give a summary. I know that you met with all the district engineers and the executive staff and crafted this. Can you kind of summarize it for the commission as to some of the thinking as to how this was, the positions were allocated and obviously two districts, and I understand the high vacancy of those two districts were allocated to some additional FTEs or additional positions for various reasons. But if you could just kind of go through a summary of what the final outcome was and how this was, these allocations were done.
I think I'm on, oh, thank you. Mr. Chairman, Commissioner, absolutely. And so, as I mentioned, it was a pretty collaborative and vocal discussion among senior managers, district engineers included in allocating those resources. As you can see, we prioritize around infrastructure. That's everything from our chief engineer down to project design, project oversight, construction, et cetera. And so the lion's share, I can't remember the percentage right off the top, but if you have that information in front of you, the majority of the funding did go to our infrastructure division, which is headed up by our chief engineer. In other areas, like in modal, even though the allocation of positions aren't there, we were able to identify where some of our federal funds can actually increase the hiring activity in some of those divisions without affecting the state road fund and without affecting our need to increase our bar authority. And so in those divisions, they were able to leverage more federal resources to take care of those hires. We did target District 5, District 3. As you're aware, their vacancy rates are higher than the other districts on average. And so we did make some investments there and allocate them the resources to make those hires. And what we've done is we've associated those hires with funding, which means that we're giving the districts discretion also. And so whenever a district gets 3 FTE and $300,000, for example, the district engineer could choose to say, well, instead of doing these 3, I want to do these 2 instead with this money. And so it was a measure of focusing in on where we know we got to get work done, and that's construction projects out the door. It was a focus on districts with high vacancies so that they can fill, and many of them will likely do so at the patrols from supervisors down. And then and that's pretty much the nuts and bolts, our infrastructure division and our districts. That was the focus.
I have a quick question. So now that the districts are getting X amount of money for positions and they're making the things, we're not allowing anymore for the meantime, or I don't know if we are or we're not, in pay band increases, because the thing is that I guess what I'm saying, if you have X amount of money and you give an in-pay band increase, that's going to take away a vacancy. And at this point, we're already hurting for vacancies. So how would that work?
Mr. Chairman, and so good question. So the answer is yes, the in-pay bands and temporary promotional increases, things like that. And even if you'll look at the spreadsheet we sent out, we even accounted for those too, just so that we didn't get, too conservative with our estimates. But now that those resources have all been allocated, the districts now know exactly what resources, not just the districts, everybody knows what resources they have. And now if they want to use their budget for an in-pay band or a promotion, or they need to do a temporary promotional increase, whatever, they're set now. This process was really just about kind of allocating the last bit of resources that we could add to payroll. And so if somebody leaves today from a district, they can turn around and post that position tomorrow, or they could decide, I'm going to use the salary from that position and give everybody else, TSIs to do all of those additional duties. So whatever, now that all the personnel budget is allocated, these folks here, along with some others, they get to spend their personnel budget how they want.
But we're still talking about the 100,000, right?
No, Mr. Chairman, they have their full 200 category budget.
Okay.
Yeah, they're now managing their personnel budgets the way they want to.
Perfect. Any other questions?
I did have one other one on this committee with trying to combine the Transportation Project Fund, the Local Government Road Fund. Are we looking at the discrepancy, or, I mean, I don't, it's somewhat of a discrepancy, the high local match for the Local Government Road Fund as compared to Transportation Project Fund, in some way, maybe balancing that out?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I mean, Commissioner, initially, I'm thinking that we'll keep the lower of the two. And it just shows that we recognize that a lot of locals in particular are struggling, but even for the locals that can't afford it, you all have those match waivers. I think we're going to do the match waivers today, in fact, and you'll see the communities, and there's a process for doing that to make sure that we are evaluating their financial position. But I imagine that when we hear from the local government liaisons at the districts, they're going to say that that 5% is what keeps a lot of communities coming back. And the idea that some of them can get the waiver is the thing that makes it possible. But we're also looking at some other language, Commissioner. For example, is the Transportation Project Fund explicitly says that you cannot combine federal funded project with the Transportation Project Fund project. But in the past, we've had some who have said, I did the study and design with federal funds, can I come to TPF to just do the construction? And we've kind of drawn hard lines saying, well, the rules say you can't, but it's an entirely different base. What would be the consequence of doing that? So those are some of the other elements that we're looking at evaluating. So we're not making too many judgment calls along the way.
All right, thank you.
With that, we're going to go, before we move on, I want to, we had a guy that worked here for many, many years. He just retired recently. Good friend of mine, his name was Franklin Garcia, and his dad passed away just recently. And so if we could have a moment of silence for Casey Garcia, I would appreciate it. Thank you. As I said, we're all family, whether you retire. I saw Trent here earlier. Trent was part of the family here. He'll always be. And so before I go on to our next with Mo, is Amy here? Amy. I want to give a special shout out to Amy, because it doesn't matter if I worked hand in hand with her. She's one of the people I worked with when I was here, and she was always pushing to promote employees, whether it was through the best practices or whether it was the best patrol or employees of the month. And I think that it's outstanding that you continue to put in great effort. I appreciate the newsletter that you send me, and it's very much appreciated and gives us a clue of what's going on over here too. And I want to thank you for your efforts for helping set up everything here today. You're still at 100%, and that's good to see. So I want to really, on behalf of this commission, thank you and applaud you. And I'm very elated in talking to you yesterday that you have the best practice program, and it's back and it's alive. So I have faith that you're going to continue, you understand it, and you can get it going. The other ones I want to thank are the ones that are sitting right here, our tech people. They come in, they set up, they come the day before, and sometimes we don't even get to tell them thank you, but they're the ones that do all the work to make this happen. So thank you guys. You guys are very much appreciated. Thank you. And with that, we're going to move on to Deputy. Before I move on, I'm going to make one quick comment on the Local Government Road Fund. Let me tell you, that's an important piece. And most of my district is rural America, small communities, and they depend on that Local Government Road Fund to get projects done. And just to give you an example, years and years ago, because I go back almost 50 years, that Local Government Road Fund at its best was giving each district about $3 million. So you can imagine spreading the $3 million all over. And so I want to say with this governor and with these legislators, it's improved. I think this year at an average, each district got $18 million. So if you can see the growth and how and I'm telling you, it's important to these small communities because that's the way you're going to get roads done or you're going to get some other projects done. So I encourage all of you to apply for them. I encourage you to continue. If you have any questions, we got a great staff. And all you have to do is call and say, how do we do this? How do we do that? And we'll help you because we want to get you the money where it's needed. So I just wanted to give a plug for that because that local government road fund has grown and grown. I know like, I think in the time that I've been a commissioner, which is almost 7 years now, there in San Miguel County, which is Las Vegas, and there's been almost like $30 million pumped in there. And throughout the thing, but I mean, that's a lot of money for projects. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and bring up Mo. A lot of you know Mo. He says District 3 is the best, right, Mo? Just put you on the spot there.
Good morning.
Mo, we had
no hair, I'm on the spot
we had
already, so-
ground rules, okay? No Raider jokes, no Lobo jokes, and none of your jokes, okay?
I thought,
No, go ahead.
well,
Give
I
us
don't
one.
want to say anything about Raiders, so, or the other team, anyway. This is about the change orders. These are presenting the change orders for this month. And these are the change orders in every district that over $100,000. And if you look at the first page, it shows, thank God we only had like 5 change orders, which about $1.5 million total of them. So that's less than 1% of all the projects that are going on right now. And districts are here also. If you have any questions, comments, or if you have any question about the change orders, we're here to answer it. That's it. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.
Any questions? Thank you, Mo. He did say District 1 was the best. That's where he comes from, right, Mo? So with that, we're gonna go on to best programs, A.B. Evans.
Trophy. Were you going to start, Vicki? Yeah. Yeah.
Is that the traveling trophy?
This is the traveling trophy, so it will be making its appearance somewhere in the state, and we'll
For
know in
the-
a few minutes.
That's for the chip seal, right?
No, this
This one's
is
for
for
the
Best
equipment.
Patrol.
Oh, best patrol.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, on these traveling trophies, and I don't know if, because I used to do that one, that program was under me too. I don't know if it's there, because we're doing it with the chip seal. We came up with it, and so if you win it 3 years in a row, you get to keep the trophy. But if not, it keeps circulating. And I think there hasn't been 3 in a row. But that's something to strive for, our district.
Yeah, no, definitely. So yes, the 2025 best programs, we do have a recap of the best patrol, best project, and best practice that we'll be presenting this morning. The Ben Lopez Memorial Best Patrol, this is in memory of Ben Lopez. If you could go to the next slide. Oh, skip one more. Oh, sorry. It doesn't work. There we go. All right, so I did actually reach out to his wife. Oh, thank you. It's very heavy. Sally Lopez, she does an incredible yearly reminder for Ben Lopez. This is a photo of him that we were able to get from her. But this is in memory of him. He did lose his life in Albuquerque during a random killing spree that we had in 2005. So this is named in his honor to keep his memory alive. But for 2025, we did have several winners. For District 1, we had Silver City Patrol. District 2 was Artesia Patrol. District 3 was Bernalillo Patrol. District 4 was Nar Vista. District 5 was Klein's Corners. And District 6 was Daddle Patrol. And I am very, very pleased to announce our third place winner is District 2 for Artesia with 148 points. Second place was District 6, the Daddle Patrol with 149 points. And our first place winner, and who will be taking this for the next year with 151 points, is District 1 Silver City Patrol. And I have to tell you guys, trying everybody to get this out of me, I've had to box, but.
Let me just make a quick comment. When I was in charge of this program and we were doing it, and when I would tabulate all the scores, and I'd have to tabulate them 2 or 3 times because a lot of times they were winning by 0.5 of a point. That's how close they were, 0.5, 1, 1 point, 2 points. And so kudos to everybody that was nominated, and a big shout out to Silver City.
Thank you. What do I need to say? Something. I'm the AMS for Silver City area. It was tough this year. The guys in Silver City worked hard, really hard. They deserve it. Thank you.
Thanks, you. Should have known I was there yesterday.
Yeah, thank you. And I want
Now, I don't know if we need
to,
to,
so, for 4 years.
the trick is gonna be for you guys to win it 2 more years. Now, I know like Silver City is not eligible next year. That was one of the rules I implemented.
Yeah.
And so, but the district can, so there is still a chance to get it.
I would like to point out that that is the 4th plaque on that from District 1. So.
Good.
We want to congratulate Trent for all that work.
Yeah. So best project, this one is a hard one. This is really where our guys go in, implement, design, and do a project on their own without a contractor's help. And it's amazing, all the years that I've seen this project come up and what all of the DOT can pull together. And this year we had District 1 Emergency Bridge Repair, I-25 mile marker 92. We had District 2 Drainage Improvement Project, US 54 mile marker 100. And District 6 Erosion Control and Road Repair, New Mexico 400 mile marker 4.5 to 5. So next year I really am going to push for more districts to put in for best project. I think we all do an amazing job, and we should really showcase, no matter how big or small. Let's really push those out. So your statewide best project winner for 3rd place is District 1 Emergency Bridge Repair with 40 points. Second place is District 2 with Drainage Improvements on US 54. They had 43 points. And your first place winner is D6 Erosion and Road Repair, mile marker New Mexico 400, mile marker 4.5, and they had 47.6 points. So pretty amazing. Good job, Lisa.
And District 6 won the equipment rodeo this year, right?
Yes, they did.
So kudos out to Lisa and her district, and give them all a shout out from us. Tell them we're very proud of them.
Awesome. All right, best practice, and this is one of my most favorite. I love the best patrol and the best project, but best practice is really an implementing a way to save our employees, to save money, to get something done that we may not be able to do on our own. So this year we had only District 1 and District 6 implement, so again, I'm gonna really be pushing you guys. Everybody has something they do amazing, whether it be in your accounting or your HR or out in your field patrols or your construction. And if you need help doing it, I'd be more than happy to show you how to submit for best practice. District 1 had active shooter training, light pole reinstallation, state funding training, and survey drone. And District 6 had a bridge crew curb machine that they supplemented. The active shooter training, this crew is Brenda Labra and Diana. So they did take as a statewide winner for active shooter training. This training provided practical tools for responding to critical incident, but has also demonstrated the district's commitment to protecting its workforce and their families. While the monetary cost of this training is minimal, which I believe is $10 a person that attends it, the value of ensuring our employees return home safely every day is immeasurable. And this can totally go back to exactly why we have the Ben Lopez Memorial. That was exactly what we are all trained for in District 1. So amazing job to District 1 active shooter training. We also had a winner with state funding training. So this is crew Andreas Lennon, Debbie Hudson, and Gil Gayosa. By offering hands-on workshop and easy-to-follow resources, District 1 empowers local governments to successfully access state funding. This proactive approach strengthens partnerships, ensures infrastructure needs are met, and maximizes the use of state dollars for the community benefit. So great job to them. We also had District 1 survey drone, crew Keith Gambrell, Randolph Lopez, Richard Bo Laws, Jerry Ibarra, and Carlos Herrera. They went through our district engineer and purchased a drone, which they have then taken out to help do stockpile measurements. Now the guys aren't going to have to climb on those up and down. The drone utilizes in safety inspection tasks to enhance New Mexico DOT's D1 survey crew to deliver safe, cost-effective, and innovative solutions. This best practice demonstrates measurable improvements in productivity while setting a foundation for expanding us across the transportation districts in District 1. So great job to them. And then finally, our D6 bridge crew curb machine, which is crew AMS Eugene Hosting and the D6 bridge crew. The solution directly targets a widespread erosion issue behind guardrails and shoulders, which has been present problem across District 6. They created a physical barrier using curbs and effectively prevent further erosion and stabilizes the shoulder area. The use of durable materials like welding bridge rails and metal straps ensure long-term performance under varying weather and traffic conditions. So congratulations to all of our 2025 Best Program participants and winners. I'm so thrilled to be able to present this again for the second year, and I truly cannot wait to get you guys.
And just to make sure, I know, because we had all the winners that you announced today, they do get a day of admin leave, right?
I will be working on that, and then also some sort of either a jacket or a vest or something that we
Yeah,
can get together for them.
I'm gonna put the heat on it. We used to give jackets embroidered with
Yeah.
best practice or best,
Marty?
yeah. So, and I would encourage you, as I
Yeah.
told you earlier, that there's a grant I used to apply for from Washington.
So this is my model, Marty. This is what they won last year for the New Mexico 152. So we were able to get him a nice Carhartt vest, and he looks fantastic in it. Thank you. So,
You know people don't realize this. Another thing that we did when we got on this commission is that we asked the districts if they had the budget to go ahead and supply caps to the employees. I know in District 4 at one time, I don't know what they're doing now, they used to give 2 a year, 1 every 6 months. And you see these people with jackets, and when I was doing the programs, they used to say, well, how come you give them a jacket? You know what? Our employees wear those jackets with pride. And they work hard to get those jackets and get the day of admin leave. And it's just a way of us saying, thank you for putting in that effort. See, a lot of times, you guys go out and gals above and beyond. And you know there's no money attached to it. And you don't sit there and say, well, that's not my job description. That's what makes us special. You team up and you go help your fellow employee, you do it, or you help out. But at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Us coming over here to tell you guys thank you. And these programs are a way for us to tell you thank you. And so we encourage you to continue to apply. I wear my jackets. Well, I don't wear some of them, they don't fit no more, but the ones that I got lately, but I wear them with pride. And everywhere I go, everybody says, oh, you're with DOT. And I'm proud to be from DOT, and I always will be. So with that, thank you, Amy, for the job you're doing. We appreciate you, as I said earlier, and keep up the good work.
Yep, I will, thank
And
you.
keep the donuts coming.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. With that, we're going to move on to the district updates. I asked Erin to let all the Ds know that we're going to have our meeting in December where we can really go into this. So if you come up, you can just summarize real briefly this round, and then we'll get into the crux of it in December.
Mr.
Welcome.
Chairman, Commissioners, thank you guys very much. Thank you for coming to District 1, to Sunland Park. Furthest south part of the state will probably host a meeting. So thank you guys, we appreciate it. I'm going to start with my monthly report, and then right afterwards I'll go to my district report, if that's okay. So District 1, we got 296 employees. Our FY26 budget's at 51.1. 12 maintenance patrols, 4 construction crews, 2 MPOs, and we do have 3 international border crossings. For the month of October, we had 54 permit requests. We were able to process 15 of those. But we also have a few developments, especially in this area. We have New Mexico 273 and 136. We didn't get to drive on the tour yesterday through there, but there's a new development, a truck stop. Jerry Pacheco talked about the Alta Mesa right there at Strauss, and then we have one between Deming and Las Cruces, which is an Aquila Travel Center. They're expanding. Our equipment, we have 11 pieces that are non-operational. They're in the shop right now, but we do have a total of 498 pieces of equipment at District. Our maintenance, this month of October, we were close to $600,000 spending. Pothole repair, blade patch, chip seal, fog seal, guardrail, litter, and striping. Contract maintenance, we started New Mexico 549 FDR. We're actually close to a halfway point on that one. Our US 180 we completed just northwest of Silver City. We still got to do another contract for striping, and then we continue ongoing with the fencing down here in the Vado area. These are our construction project updates. We got six ongoing projects that are going on. We do have some that show time over 100%. We are in the process of change orders to add some time to those. All the rest on this sheet Well, actually, there's two that don't have a status because those just bid recently. One in particular is our New Mexico 213 project, which is going to tie to the Texas state line. TxDOT has also already started construction on their portion, and they're building a brand-new roadway. It's pretty much going to be a bypass through to help with the freight traffic, try to keep it out of their downtown area. And then we have one up the road. It's a lighting project at McNutt and 270 McNutt and Airport. We're going to be lighting that intersection. The rest of the projects that we have here in District 1, they're all substantially complete, so we're working on closing out those projects. Total contract amount that we have right now is just over $300 million. Some accomplishments that we had this past month, we do have Monica Grado, who is our supervisor for the purchasing section. She did get certified as a procurement officer. And then our risk management team, they got certified in accident investigation. Some local partnerships that we've had this past month, we had a coordination meeting with the City of Tier C, Village of Williamsburg, Sierra County, Elephant Butte. We discussed funding status in general, TPF funds, local government funds. We and our staff at District 1, we provided construction and maintenance updates for their area. We continue with our interagency dust storm meetings in the Lordsburg area with Arizona DOT as well. We're having those monthly meetings. So it's been helping us out as far as responding and coordinating efforts when we have to close the interstate or any other routes. And then last month, we did complete our winter coordination meetings. We did the northern part district, and then we went to the west side of district, and then the central and southern. That covered our district. Before I jump into my district presentation, do you guys have any questions? Yes, sir.
Aaron, going back to your construction update overview, the I-10 project, you have 82% of the 80% of the project budget spent on 30% of the time. Is that just that they're ahead of schedule?
I gotta find it.
It was slide 6. The rehab on I-10, milepost 35 to 44.
Yes, actually, they were way ahead of schedule. Okay. That project just went into substantial completion this week.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So just for the commissioners, that if you look at the I-10 project, the second one on that page, where the time exceeds the money by a big extent, that's where you're working on things like change orders to account for that. But when you see it the other way around and the money exceeds significantly, the percent time indicates those contractors are moving ahead of schedule.
Yeah, and keep in mind that this was for the month of October, so we're a month, another month in, so those numbers change a little bit.
Aaron, the I-10 project that you have that percent time, I mean, you might want to just touch base on that, why some of that's occurring. I think some of the lighting is an issue in the Calarete project.
Which one was that, Commissioner?
The bridge rehab and lighting, the second one on your list there.
Oh, yes. That project is there in Las Cruces, I-10 over Main Street. We did the scope of the work. The major scope was bridge rehab, and we did add some lighting to that interchange. It would have been done already, but we did have some vandalism and some wiring that got stolen, so it held up completing that project. So we had to go into suspension, and then we had to add some time just to account for that time loss. Okay, so I'll jump into the district presentation. I would like to thank, I know Chairman Adams, you already thanked the city but, you know, I do want to thank them again, the city of Sunland Park. I want to thank the Border Industrial Association, Jerry Pacheco, because they worked together to host the tour, and they also collaborated on the reception last night. So thank you, City of Sunland Park and Border Industrial Association. I also want to thank, and if it's okay with you, my staff and my employees that are here. They can come up and introduce themselves real quick. You know, it's amazing. I appreciate Commissioner McElroy, his kind words this morning. But, you know, it tells part of the story, but these guys are on it every day. You know, weather doesn't matter, road conditions, anything. They're out there, and they'll respond as soon as possible. So we'll start right here, and you guys can just stand up and
You guys,
come and
you
introduce
guys,
yourself.
you each have 3 minutes, and we're gonna hold you to it, so.
Hello, my name is Daniel Garcia. I'm the Senior Financial Coordinator for the Accounting Department.
Monica Grado, Purchasing Supervisor.
Good morning, my name is Vanessa Minas, and I'm the accounting supervisor.
Hello, my name is Fabian Lopez, and I work with heavy maintenance.
Good morning, my name is Cristo Alvarado, and I'm the heavy maintenance mechanic.
Good morning, my name is Stefan Cordero, and I'm the supervisor for heavy maintenance.
Hello, good morning, Javier Herrera, heavy maintenance.
Good morning, Marina Grado, Human Resource Generalist.
Good morning, Brenda Lipa, HR supervisor.
Good morning, my name is Melissa Torres, I'm the district administrator.
Hugo Nieto, heavy maintenance.
Good morning, I'm Isai Ramos. I'm an EIT on rotation.
Good morning, I'm Jesse Porras. I'm the assistant traffic engineer.
Good morning, Adrian Apodaca, D1 business manager.
Good to see you, Adrian.
Hi, good morning. My name is Diana, and I am the district trainer.
Samantha Montano, I'm the district bridge engineer.
Good morning, I'm Sabrina Gomez, I'm HR.
Hello, good morning, District 1 International Programs. Homer Bernal.
Good morning, Harold Love, ADE Engineering Support.
Good morning, Lugarda Lopez, I'm the Executive Administrative Assistant for District Engineer.
Good morning, everyone. Traffic Engineer Andrew Guerra.
Thanks for having us, Tim Yeager, Safety Supervisor.
Arnoldo Carrillo, D1 Design.
Guten Morgen, Andreas Nen, Technical Support Engineer.
Good morning, Jose Porras, the District 1 AMS.
Morning, Claire Lewis, heavy maintenance.
Terry Trujillo, heavy maintenance.
Good morning, Ronnie Reese, Heavy Maintenance Staff Manager.
Kevin Wright, heavy maintenance.
Isaac Fuentes, Williamsburg Patrol.
Morning, Hugo Quesada, Anthony Patrol.
Joseph Aldaz, Anthony Patrol.
Marty Davis, Williamsburg Patrol.
Ray Martinez, Anthony Patrol.
Ernesto Santillano, Assistant Construction Engineer.
Regan Carrillo, Supervisor Cliff Patrol.
Curtis Jant again, AMS.
Good morning, Shelley May, Construction Management Analyst.
Richard Marquez, Cliff Patrol.
Good morning, Jacob Roundtree, Health and Safety.
Earl Franks, Assistant District Engineer for Construction.
Miguel Apodaca, Cliff Patrol.
Rigo Gutierrez, Las Cruces, Staff Manager.
Good morning, David Madrid, Administrative Support Manager for Anthony Patrol. Trevor Whitehead from Williamsburg Patrol.
Ramon Carrillo from Williamsburg Patrol. Isaac Armijo, Williamsburg Patrol.
Lalo Medina, Williamsburg Patrol.
Lenny Conkey, Las Cruces Patrol.
Angel Martinez with Las Cruces Patrol.
Isaiah Cifuentes, Las Cruces Patrol.
Juan Peru, Las Cruces Patrol.
Good morning, Mark Sanchez, Las Cruces Patrollier.
Jose Chavez, Las Cruces Patrol.
Héctor Carvajal, Cruces Patrol.
Isaiah Kenny, Anthony Patrol.
Raymond Munoz, District 1 Bridge Inspector, Team Lead.
Fabio Casillas, District 1 Bridge Inspection Program.
If you guys will remain seated, we will give you guys a hand. And before you go on, Aaron, I just want to say that you do have a great district. You do have great employees, as we do. And I think a lot of it is due to the leadership, your leadership, and the leadership of some of your supervisors. And so this commission wants to commend you, thank you, and continue to do the good work that you do. So with that, you can continue.
Mr. Chairman, I appreciate those words. And once again, you know, the district is, these employees that you met, it's only part of our people that work here, but they're the ones that make up the district. I'm just honored to be the person up there talking to you guys. So they're the ones doing all the work. I just take the credit for it.
See how they're all saying, yeah.
So, well, you know, District 1, we're the southwestern part of the state. I put this slide up there because just to show a picture of our commissioner. We're very fortunate to have John as our District 1 commissioner.
How did you make him look so good in that picture?
It's one of the best photographs I've ever taken.
This is our district staff. We have Leo Montoya, who couldn't be here today. Our construction program manager, Earl Franks. Engineering support program is run by Harold Love. Our business manager is Adrian Apodaca. Our PIO officer is Amy Evans, not Adams, Amy Evans. And then my administrative assistant who's pulling her hair out all the time because she has to deal with me is Lugarda Lopez. I'm just a quick fact. We're over 150 years of combined experience between executive staff, so I'm very fortunate for that. Maintenance operations, in 2025, we completed a few projects, New Mexico 28, who's I-10 between Las Cruces and Texas State Line. We continue to work some more on New Mexico 549 between Deming and Aquila. We've done some fencing. Contract maintenance for FY26. We do have US 70 in Hidalgo County. We're going to do $2 million worth of pavement preservation. And then we're going to be doing some fog seal and crack seal district-wide. Construction operations, like I mentioned earlier, we got about just over 300 million in projects right now. We do have 49 construction personnel total. That includes office, audit, lab, as well as our field personnel. So this past year, we went from last November to this November. These are all the projects we completed. Quite a few. So we continue to try and complete projects as fast as we can, and then close them out, get them off the books as fast as we can. Some upcoming projects that we have. This is just a picture of our STIP for this coming year. One of the projects that that I want to point out is New Mexico 139. If you've never heard of New Mexico 139, the reason is it's going to be a brand new roadway, and that's going to be our border highway connector. If that road would have been in place, our tour yesterday would have been a little shorter. Some of the things that I was hoping, and maybe Jerry will talk about it later. There's 3,000 plus employees that at the industrial park. So that roadway for them is going to be a big benefit. We also have a lot of pavement rehabilitation and preservation on I-25. Those traveling from the north, you guys probably felt it. There's some rough sections. We're going to be working on some of those as well. These are some projects that are under development. One priority for us, we have Nogal Canyon. We do have a discretionary BIP grant, 71 million. Right now, we have a $75 million gap. I-25 San Antonio exit, 95 million. It's unfunded right now. Las Cruces, we have a capacity study between Lowman and US 70. 70 million. It's unfunded. Angler interchange there in Las Cruces as well, 18 million. We're going to be adding ramps to that underpass, 18 million. We do have City of Socorro. They do have one of the US 60 right through town. We're looking at a $50 million project there. And then Village of Doña Ana, right there at exit 9 on I-25. We're looking at an $18 million project, safety project in that village. Throughout this year, you guys have been seeing these change orders over 100K. This is just a snapshot of what District 1 over the last year, the change orders we've had. It's what you guys have seen through most report. We have, this is our House Bill 2 funding, legislative funding, 2019 to 2022. We've already expended all those funds. 2023, the New Mexico 213 project that's going to start here at the beginning of the year, we'll expend those funds. And then our 2025 laws, we just started a $10 million project with that one on New Mexico 26, and we've already ordered the $2 million of equipment that we got for that. Capital outlay for 2025, we had 9 projects, 4 entities. Total amount was 2.9 million. Our TPF fund, we had 10 for FY26. We had 10 projects, 10 entities, 17.5 million. And our local government road fund, we had 27 projects, 20 entities at 6.1 million. This is some of the training we've done throughout the year. Amy talked about our active shooter training, which is it's really unfortunate that we got to train our employees to prepare for something like that. But we've done it. So far we've done 193 people trained in that. We've also done chainsaw class, snow removal class. Done our TTCP training, sending our inspectors over there. So just a snapshot of what we've been doing this past year as far as training. Something that's been this year, it's been like no other. We typically have dust storms in Hidalgo County, the Lordsburg Playa. This year, we did have some there, but we had them pretty much throughout the I-10 corridor from the Arizona line to the Texas line. We had 32 road closures this year due to that. Some employee engagement that we've done throughout the year. We've had an Employee Appreciation Day. We have the Jersey Monday, which is out of the comms unit, Equipment Rodeo. We had Oktoberfest as well this year.
Jersey Day is with their team jersey.
Yes, sir.
We should look into how many here have Raider jerseys.
I was going to wear it today, but I didn't. So our community engagement, we go out to these next two slides. We've been going out to elementary schools, to middle schools. We partner with TechStop in April for our Work Zone Awareness Week. Deming has a national night out that we participate in. We also do Shattered Lives. So Amy, for the most part, leads most of this stuff. She stays pretty busy, and she's done a good job for the district. Our litter, it's a never-ending story with litter, but this year, our Adopt the Highway program, they did 23.5 tons. Our contractor litter removal, we spent $1.3 million on that. And then the encroachment housing on our right-of-way, we've spent $160,000 on that one. Now for really my favorite part, and this is to acknowledge. It's difficult because we have to pick people, but this is to acknowledge some of our employees that continue to work hard. They stand out. So it's really nice to do it in front of you guys, so you guys know who they are and you know a little bit about their story. This first individual that's going to come out real quick, I'll tell you a story. March 2023, he was working with their survey, and him and two other employees were driving to their assignment to do some survey. There was a law enforcement chase, and they got hit head on while on the job, just going to their assigned duties. This individual got flown out, airlifted to Tucson. It was tough for me because I worked at technical support for a while, and I knew him pretty good. I went to Tucson and I saw him in the hospital, and I was expecting, somebody with a down attitude, just he's in the hospital, poor outcome or whatever. But I couldn't tell you guys the attitude that this individual has had throughout this whole process. The most positive, the gratitude he shows just for life. It's amazing. It kind of changed the way I was thinking, and He's here with his family, his wife and his daughter today, but it's amazing. He became a role model for me just because of his positive attitude. And he shared that with everybody that he talked to. That Thanksgiving, I believe it was Thanksgiving of that year, was the first time he came back to the district and he had Thanksgiving dinner, Thanksgiving lunch with us there. It's amazing. So I'm going to play his video.
You know, I never expected it. I just come to work and, whoever asks me for help, I'll help. So if somebody comes up to me and asks me, is like, how do you do this? I'm not that kind of person that's like, well, look it up, just because I did it. I have the knowledge that I can share. I'm more than happy to share it. This is one of our first projects. It started just as an idea. I've only been here for about a year in this position. I was in survey before. So here we design roads, have quantities for our projects. A lot of them are book projects, which is we get them done now for design, and then we'll have them ready when the money comes in. So on this one, I found the reference drawing for this seal. I started here. My coworker Miguel started here almost at the same time. He worked in traffic. He has 17 years of knowledge of DOT. So I was like, oh man, it's perfect. I have you for all the specs, everything that I need to know. You have me for AutoCAD. It's always been like, somebody was to come in, him or her were better than me at AutoCAD. I would say, I either step up and get better or move out of the way so they can do the job. At my age, you think it's like, oh yeah, you know everything. It's like I learn something every day. I love coming to work because tomorrow we're going to go to Socorro. We're going to go survey over there. Tomorrow, the next day, Lawrenceburg, we're going to go survey over there. So, I love my job just because I was expecting what was going to be next. So I do love my job here.
This is a man that, as you heard as he was speaking, positive outlook. He just enjoys coming to work, and I think he just finished his rehab finally recently, right?
On behalf of this commission, we want to thank you so very much, and thank you for being part of the NMDOT family. That's why we're a special group, because of people like you. So thank you.
Where's your family? Introduce yourself.
I don't even know why I'm like this right now, but I want to introduce my wife, Nancy, and my daughter, Azalea. My little boy just started... My boy couldn't be here because he's going to college, so they don't have breaks there. So I don't even know what to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, it's stories like Arnold's that I think it's important that you guys do this at these commission meetings. His story is just amazing, and his positive outlook, it's great.
And every time that we get a crew of the year or an employee of the year, it's always the same thing. Is I don't know why I'm getting it. I just came to work and I do what I do. But that's the whole thing. That's where we're unique, is that we share our knowledge, and we help each other out, just like a family. Like if your brother or your sister call you and say, hey, I need help, and you're there to help. So that's, again, and I can't say it enough, and I'll say it, and if you go to another meeting next month with us, I'll say it again, is that we're a very unique group, because we're not here for the money. The money will be good whenever it comes, but that's not why we're here. We have a passion and a love for what we do, and that makes you guys special, so thank you.
Our next supervisor of the year is our HR director, Brenda Leyva. She came to us from another agency, their loss, our gain. She's been great for the district. She's full speed ahead. So we really appreciate her coming over to District 1.
Employees come in and sometimes they just need to vent about an issue or something. And I just listen and hear them out, and and then we have HR transactions we have to complete, and employee benefits, things like that. I was shocked. I was just surprised, pleasantly surprised. It's really nice and appreciated, and I just was shocked. In the past, I guess HR wasn't as inviting to the employees, and that's not the right way it should be. So when I came in, I didn't understand that mentality. I didn't understand, why are people afraid to come into HR? We're their support. We're here to support the employees and to help the employees. So, I really worked hard to change that mentality around. So now we have a lot of employees who are not afraid to come in or aren't hesitant to come in and ask the questions and ask for the help that they need with their benefits or whatever, maybe a clearer understanding of the administrative directives. We just have a one-on-one conversation, and I try to explain the best that I can and, just be open and honest with them. The employees need to be appreciated. Some of them have some really tough jobs. I think it's important that they know that and that they are appreciated, and it's not just about them coming to work and getting a paycheck. It's good to say, hey, thank you, great job. You did a really good job today, and you're stepping up, or, just to kind of give them that praise, that acknowledgement. I think it's so important. How's everything going? Yeah, how'd everything go yesterday? I love being here. I had a change in career, and when I came here, it was a challenge at first, but then it got really good. As the more I got familiar with the terms and the work and things like that, and just the overall atmosphere, I can't tell you how different it is. It's really nice to come in, and management talks to everybody, makes everybody feel welcome. Yeah, at the end of the day, we really are a family here, and we watch out for each other, and we support each other. And that's just kind of the way we roll around here. It's pretty great.
Attitude is everything. And I don't know if anybody can say it better than Brenda, so she's right here. Thank you, Brenda.
On behalf of the commission, thank you. And thank you for joining our team too and our family. I don't like to say team, I say family. And it's refreshing, let me tell you. Who told you I've been here almost 50 years? And believe me, I've gone into HR going all the way back to since 1977. And not all HR was friendly. And you'd go in there and you'd ask a question and you were almost afraid to ask it because they would bite your head off. And you play a very important role because a lot of times people want to know, where's my raise, where's my promotion? And when you can sit there and talk with them and try to give them answers, you're doing a great job. So on behalf of this commission, thank you.
She came to us when she found out Trent Doolittle was leaving, so.
Actually, a lot of people, there were that. Trent was here, people back there. I'm just kidding. I think I hired.
Now, he's taking credit now. Oh, my gosh. Our 2025 Team of the Year is our Las Cruces Patrol. Great team here. This past year, they went supervisor and the staff manager retired. So we had people step up and cover in the meantime. And for District 1, this is one of our busiest patrols. Las Cruces is the second biggest city in the state. So these guys are busy. They're constantly, responding to incidents. So we do have them here. I do have a story about Stanley, who's a supervisor now. His first official day on the job, we got a snowstorm. So I don't know if he got any sleep that day, but he was super busy. And I think he was second guessing his decision to be supervisor, but they've done a great job, and we'll play their video.
We're really tight, and I think maybe that's what it takes is a tight team. Everybody understands everybody. I mean, we're a very fast-paced crew. My staff manager, Rigo, we can come up with a plan, and it can change in the drop of a hat. And these guys are willing to change anything and to do anything for us. I mean, we do guardrail one day, we do cable another day, we do potholes. We assist with numerous accidents in our area. This is a mix of everything. I think our most veteran guy, he's got 25 years. Myself has got 12. And then we just have a guy that just barely started. The benefit of that is, I mean, the veteran guys are getting to show the new guys what we do, how to learn it, how to do it right. And then some of the new guys are coming in showing us, hey, you know what, why don't we do it this way? And we've changed stuff around and everything's working out. Crew of the Year for D1 it feels pretty good. It shows that we're a hardworking team. These guys they're a family. I mean, we spend more time with each other than with our families at home. I mean, it brings up the morale. I mean, these guys are pretty pumped that we got this award, and they're pretty excited. I mean, it's bragging rights a little bit.
That crew is here. If you guys can stand up.
On behalf of this commission, again, we want to thank you, and I guess words can't explain how much we appreciate all of you. So thank you.
Thank you, guys. And then going back a year, we do have our 2024 statewide best patrol, which was our Cliff Patrol. And then recently they were highlighted in our Lights Patrol Action, Episode 5. And we do have that crew here. It's only 6 members, and it's amazing what they're able to do with that small team. So if you guys can stand up, Regan.
Okay, what we're doing is trying to extend the life of the roadway. We're gonna repair the edging on the roadway. Of course, when we have rainstorms or whatever, it does wash out the edge of the road, which causes small drop-offs and can cause the traffic to fall into the ditch. We're gonna be doing a sweeping operation on it, and then we'll come back with some Comex and we'll fill it in, and then we'll come back and we'll roll it so we can get that edge repaired. We just recently won District 1 Patrol of the Year, and then we won Statewide Patrol of the Year. Felt good. They were pretty pumped about it. We've been together for between 5 and 11 years, the same group of guys. And these guys have a lot of pride in the work that they do. The experience they have that they bring into this patrol, when you send them out on a job, they know exactly what they need, what needs to be done, what tools are needed for the job. They don't have to be told. It takes a lot of work, it's not very easy to get best patrol of, the whole state. It takes a lot of work and dedication, skill, and appreciation of the equipment that we have to be able to get the jobs done. Just the people around that we work with, upper management's always pretty helpful. They, get what you need for the most part. And it's just a good D1 to work with. It made me feel good that these guys actually care, about the area that they're working with and the equipment they have to work with, and it's been a good 11 years.
Thank you, guys. And Regan, who's the supervisor there, he's just been promoted. He's going to be a staff manager in Deming. So gives an opportunity for some of the other team members to step up. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And then we have our last year, our 2024 statewide best project, New Mexico 152 emergency landslide repair. This took the efforts of several crews, our heavy maintenance 4188, and then our Williamsburg patrol as well. And then we did have support from our engineering support section as well. So we had a possible landslide. We saw the curved crack on the road, and we acted on it. I say we, but members of my team, some of the patrol, and we did the analysis, and it was determined that it was a landslide that was waiting to happen. So heavy maintenance, we got them in there. They tore it up, put a geogrid, fixed the roadway. They paved. Awesome job, and they had help from the Williamsburg Patrol as well, and Terry Borden with the engineering tech and maintenance. They're here as well too. They did get a vest last year, so Vanna White was the one. But if you guys can stand up.
We specialize in special projects, dirt work, and that was something that needed to be fixed, right away. It was very urgent, so they pulled us out of a project in Las Cruces, and we had 2 weeks to report there, and we began ground break as soon as we got there. Materials already ordered, there was a PO in place, and we attacked it. Once I got there, we looked at the stress cracks, we did measure it, and we just began tearing it apart. And we went around 8 to 10 feet down in depth. We started rebuilding the whole road once we hit solid ground, and we put base course, and it was every foot in between the layers we put geogrid. And of course, we had our inspectors out there, and they did densities and made sure everything was sound, and it was a fix that was going to last for quite some time. It was my first project with this crew. This crew has a lot of talent. I have a lot of respect for them. We all work together. Very proud of that project, very proud of my crew and my team. My crew's pretty small. At that time, I think it was 12 guys. We also had help from TRC, Hatch, and Silver City Patrol.
Have you driven it since?
I have. I think it's held up really good. Once we blade patched it came out perfect. I haven't seen no settling or nothing since, and it's been 2 years.
And that, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, that concludes my presentation. I'll stand for any questions.
Thank you, and again, on behalf of this commission, we want to extend our gratitude and appreciation for your leadership. You have a great district here. You have great employees. Is there any other questions from any other commissioners?
Just in being here over the last year and being able to see the district, and I live in Las Cruces, and been there 9 years, and going around with Aaron to the different areas and kind of stopping at some of the patrols, some of the work sites, those kind of things, and being able to see what's going on in this district. And like I said, I know what to look for, and I understand things from the importance of everybody in a district, whether it be purchasing, HR, or the patrols, the construction offices, engineering support. Everybody has a role, and everybody is important. And it takes a whole team, a whole community to make a district work and make a district look good. And this district, like I said, goes above and beyond. And you can see it out there. You can see it when you go to, I went to the safety awards last spring, and you can just see the togetherness of this district, and the way they feel about each other, and that shows up in an event like that. But it also shows up out there on the roadway and the things that are done. I mean, I've lived in Las Cruces for the last 9 years, and I've personally seen a lot of the work that patrol does there, and the construction work that's been done in the area and other areas within the district. And You know, it definitely shows. The interstate system, over 300 miles that this district has to take care of, and I'll tell you what, you go through I-25, you go through I-10, and, you know, it's probably about as good as you can get with the money that they've been able to do, and they've done some good things. And I'm sure people like the secretary and the deputy secretary are very happy that the complaints and the calls and stuff like that, they probably don't get a lot from this district, I would say. And it's because of the work that you guys do. It takes everybody. Aaron's the leader out there, but he's got an executive staff that's top-notch. They lead too, and the supervisors and the staff managers, you guys also do that. And you need to be proud of what you do in this district. It's definitely, like I said, top-notch. So thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner, thank you. I'd also like to give a thank you to our communities. I know we have Mayor Stubblefield from Williamsburg, who we really work well with, and we have Mayor Hernandez from the town of Mesilla. You know, we have open doors with each other. We need anything, we call. So I appreciate them being here. And you know, my most gratitude goes to the employees of D1 because, you know, without them, I mean, they're the ones doing all the hard work. So I really appreciate them, and I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving next week, and then on your way home, drive safe, and thank you guys very much.
Thank you again. I'm going to go ahead and move on, and next on the agenda were the districts to give their report. What I wanted to do is last night, we were able, we have Paul Brasher. Can you raise your hand, Paul? And we saw him for the first time. He had been a little bit under the weather, and we all saw him last night. And as I said, we're family, and it was good to see him back. It's good to see him sitting over there. And I just want to say, on behalf of the commission, it's good to have you back, and thank you. So let's give him a round of applause. And I also have some good news for the districts.
Thanks, Mr.
If it's
Chair,
all right with
thank
my,
you to everybody that's been so considerate and kind, and the staff at District. Excuse me.
No.
The staff at District 3, they carried on seamlessly. The patience of all the staff at District 3 who carried on and were so kind and considerate and helped keep me going. I missed it, and I'm glad to be back. Thank you so much, Mr. Chair, Commissioners, Secretary.
See, that's what our employees are made of right there. And he's back, and it's good to have him back. And like I said, we'll be family forever. I go to, my granddaughter plays a lot of basketball, and I go to all the different communities where she's on tournaments. And I'll walk in with my jacket or my shirt or a cap, and everybody says, "You work for DOT?" And I work for DOT in this patrol, or I work at the office, and so we extend all over. Yeah, we're DOT strong, as I like to say. So moving on with the agenda, if it's all right with my fellow commissioners, I have some good news for the districts. We're going to go ahead and postpone your presentations till now in December, and that way we can take time to really go into them. And is that all right with fellow commissioners?
Yes.
Thank you. So I know you had prepared some stuff for today, but just bear with us and take it to the meeting in December. So with that, Mallory, you're up. Amy. No Raider jokes, please. She gave a Raider joke at the last meeting, and it wasn't a good one.
Morning, Chairman, Commissioners. Okay, so I'm not prepared, but let's see. So everyone's always thankful for Thanksgiving, right? We all have something to be thankful for. What do you think turkeys are thankful for? Vegetarians.
Now,
right.
for you, those of you who didn't laugh, report to Aaron's office at 3 o'clock, okay?
Okay, I'm here to present our financial position as October 31st. What you have here is the state road fund revenue. If you look at column F, line number 14, we have received $241.8 million in state road fund revenue. Column F, line number 23, we have spent about $347.4 million in state road fund. On the next page, am I changing it? Okay. On the next page, this is our restricted fund revenue. Column F, line number 23, we've received $38.5 million in restricted fund revenue, and we have spent $42 million in restricted funds. On the next page, this is our cash position. This is shows where we are. If you look at the ones on the screen, the one I provided on the presentation is incorrect. I left out a few columns. So the presentation on the screen is the right information. So we're comparing where we were at in October of 2024 versus October of 2025 in cash. And this shows that in October of 2025, we have $331.5 million worth of cash. This is about $12.6 million less than this same time last year. And in restricted funds, we were at $198.4 million. And this is a gain of about $17.7 million more in restricted fund cash. This only shows that we're spending at a higher level, a higher rate than what we were at the same time last year. There's nothing to be concerned at this point. And the last page, this shows our fund balance or our savings account. This shows where we project to be as an agency at the end of fiscal year 26. So line number 7, the last column, we have a savings about $45.3 million in state fund revenue. And then line number 25, with all the restricted funds, we show about $20.1 million savings. And that, Mr. Chair, Commissioners, I stand for any questions.
And I just always ask you, and you just sort of answered it, at this point, there's really nothing to be concerned about, right?
Correct.
Okay. Is there any other questions from fellow commissioners? If not, thank you very much. And I want to let everybody know that if you're able to stick around, because they're going to provide lunch at noon. And we would like for you to partake in it. It's like, and we want to thank again the city of Sunland. And they're providing it, and it's our way of having like a Thanksgiving dinner with you. So we appreciate it if you can stick around. We'll go ahead and move on now to Mark. Welcome, Mark. You're looking sharp today.
Thank you. I missed the memo, I guess.
And the reason he's saying that is because
we don't look sharp.
Yeah.
No, you guys look good.
We came today, and sometimes we come in suit and tie. Other times we come semi-casual or casual. So today was a casual day,
and I missed it.
And he missed it. So somebody tell him when he finishes.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, good morning. Going on to page 143. I think I can do this. So at the top of the page, this will show you what we're currently holding towards your debt service. We're currently holding right under 41 million. Your next debt service payment is on December 15th. It's an interest-only payment totaling about 12.5 million. In the next chart, we're currently holding $162.8 million towards projects, mainly out of your 2021 bonds. There was a $12.3 million draw on those funds during the month of October. We also are holding about $750,000 out of your 14. I'm holding that until we actually get an ARB report done or rebate report done. Once that report is in and I look at it, make sure there is no liability due, that will go towards the road fund. I did receive in your 2020 ARB report. Since that bond did mature on 6/15, there was no rebate liability. That one's cleared up. The bottom of the page, that just shows you that you do have a 50 million line of credit for your BNSF line. The next quarterly payment will be due in January. On the next page, as I mentioned, there's a $12.5 million interest-only payment coming up on December 15th. We are currently holding the 41 million, so you're plenty covered for that. The department's really, really good about holding or meeting their indenture requirements that we hold 1/12 of the annual debt service. The department's great at sending in that payment. On the next page, again, this chart, you see it all the time. It just shows you how short your portfolio is and how rapidly you pay down that debt. And with that, it's time for any questions.
And I always ask this as I ask Mallory, you're very happy with the way that everything's progressing?
It's extremely happy, yes.
Okay. Any questions from fellow commissioners? If not, Mark, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I don't know if you're going to stick around for lunch.
I will try this time.
Okay. Don't get anything on your tie.
I won't. I'll take it off.
We'll go ahead and move on now to South Central Regional Transit.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Good morning. I'm David Armijo, the Executive Director of the South Central Regional Transit District. And she's going to pass out. I'm hoping that the video will come on because I did set up a video for this, so I don't see that coming on. If not, I can use the presentation. So we're going to Plan B. So yesterday had...
Yeah, we have it on.
Is it on? The video?
I have it here.
The flash drive. All right. Digital world that we have. So apparently that didn't come through the emails, but we have a copy of it. So while she's teeing that up, because I think it's always better to see a video, I wanted to show you what we've been doing in the district. So I'll just start out. The bus cover you see here is the bus that we had yesterday. So Commissioner Adams, I will pass on your kind words to Rodrigo, who was helping you out. He was a little bit uncertain as to where he was going to go. These tours always are made up on the fly. So all he had was show up, board people, take them somewhere, and bring them back. So apparently he accomplished the task. So thank you.
And he accomplished it. He made it fun, and we enjoyed him. And so let him know that it's good. It was refreshing to have someone like him.
Yeah, he's definitely one of our best, so thank you for that. Yeah. So what I want to do, here we go. So if we're ready to start, please do it. So I just had my anniversary on November 1st of 10 years in the district. So when we started in 2015, me being the first employee, 6 months earlier, the legislature gave us the funding for the first 5 buses. What you're going to see on here is the 3 districts, or 4 that we actually represent, which is Sierra County, Otero County, and Doña Ana County, and El Paso County. I like this slide because it shows the size of El Paso compared to New Mexico. So we do have a lot of transportation to provide in our area. We've been very successful over the last 8.5, 9 years. Our ridership, as you can see, has grown from a low level in 2017 all the way up to 165,000. We're expected to do 200,000 trips in the coming year, traveling primarily through Doña Ana County and connections, 3 different connections on different parts of El Paso County. This is our system map. We now run service all the way from Elephant Butte on the north, our blue route, all the way to downtown El Paso at the near the bridge, where we cover 198 square miles of service throughout this area. And we're continuing to grow as we planned. We now have 5 bus routes in the Las Cruces area. This is what we have in the top left corner. That area is the Mesilla Valley MPO jurisdiction. On the bottom, over to the middle and the right is the El Paso, well in this case, the El Paso County MPO jurisdiction. So we work through that. We also get not only rural funds, 5311, but we also get funds from urban. This is our transit facility, which is just down the road a couple of miles. We run now, almost half of our bus fleet is some form of hybrid electric buses or electric buses and EVs. So we have about a 30 bus fleet, and then roughly by this time next year, next spring, will be 16 will be those. We're also running free fares, which has also helped us with our ridership growth. We now have 2 bus facilities that we own, one in Anthony. I'll show you that in a moment. This is an aerial view. Among other things that we're doing this year is that we just kicked off our new microgrid solar array. So we're building a 1 acre, 1 gigabyte. That's going to allow us to pay for the entire bus fleet that operates out of Sunland Park, 7.5 acre area, all the administrative and the maintenance headquarters. So by April, when we open that, we'll be zero emission for the fleet, which means we can run any time of day and we can turn on the lights. It's all covered by the solar. So we're pretty excited about that. I think we'll be the first in the state to have that. As we zoom out from the aerial, we now move over to our Anthony facility. And so some of the things, here's Anthony. This is where we all started about 6 years ago, our first bus facility. This is only a half acre, but it is going to allow us to continue to grow. We're also in the process of doing a 10-year plan, so we're including all those. We have another facility, we'll show you that in a minute, that we're building in Las Cruces on what we call Venus. So as we continue to grow the system over a course, like I said, 198 square miles, it would take you 2 hours to get from Elephant Butte to downtown El Paso, so that's quite a distance. We constantly are looking at new locations where we can expand. We're using battery electric buses that help us reduce costs. The mobility hub that we're setting up is also going to allow us to reduce our economic footprint to zero. So that's another big part of what we're doing. You can see some of the other vehicles. So we do have a lot of mid-sized vehicles. Most of these are bought with our 5311, 5339 urban funds. And so we allow that operation to go forward. There's one of our EVs in that position. We're also including other aspects of what we call APCs, automatic passenger counters on the buses, GPS, so we can actually track where the buses go throughout that service area. All those are service enhancements we're doing. We're also expanding weekend service and peak hour services this coming year, so we expect ridership will continue to be enhanced. That area in the green in the back, that's going to be cleared. That's where the solar array is going to be put down. So we'll have 550 solar panels that, again, will generate 1 gigabyte of energy and power. If we were trying to power houses, it's about 300 houses. So it's fairly small, not as big as the Jupiter project that's going to be out here, that you may have a chance to see that yesterday. But it certainly will be something significant for us as that gets built. And then here in Las Cruces will be our Venus site. This is the area. We got about $4.8 million of funds. I should reiterate that most of the money we've been getting for local money was coming in from the legislature each year. We've now been able, through passage of House Bill 177 last year, New Mexico Matching Fund, we picked up 6 grants last year, $800,000. This year we picked up a couple more, a little bit higher, $1.9 million, another 5 grants. So we picked up about $2.8 million from House Bill 177. So thank everybody for that aspect. That's a great project across the country. Our next steps wrap up by just saying that, we can continue to add more electric vehicles whenever we can, and we'll mix those with mid-size and larger buses in the fleet, and we'll continue to provide services, especially through our 10-year plan, as we look at other service issues across the county, and we do coordinate very closely with Roadrunner in Las Cruces and Sun Metro here in El Paso. So we feel very fortunate. We do thank the commission. You might not recall this, but a decade ago, there was efforts to get funding for our first 5 buses. And if it wasn't for the legislature and the commission, in those early days, we would have never gotten started. We are one of 4 transit districts in the state, so we cover all the southern part, as you saw on that early map. So with that, I'll take any questions you may have, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to address you on transportation of public transit in our region.
No, on behalf of the commission, we want to thank you for taking the time to come here today and share this with us. I think it's very impressive, and you continue to grow, and it's continuing to expand. And I'll open it for questions for fellow commissioners.
I just had one question. How long does it take to charge one of these buses? Just
Well, as with all things in life, it varies. It varies on which vehicle it is. Essentially, just a few hours. We do have fast chargers. What we've learned is we don't let them get all the way to zero. So, for example, those electric buses that you see, those will go through our yellow route, which goes right across here on McNutt all the way to downtown El Paso. So the first bus is 129 miles. The second bus that comes out in the afternoon is 145 miles. The buses can do about 260-mile range, so basically half. And so they'll charge right back up, and they'll be operational, fully operational within about 3 to 4 hours. Not optimal, but we have time, so it works out fine.
Oh, we enjoyed the drive yesterday.
Thank you. I'm glad you did.
Any other questions? With that, thank you. And
Thank
we
you.
appreciate you taking the time to come
You
out
bet.
here today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. With that, we're going to move on to District 1, Sunland Park, Santa Teresa International Border Region.
If we can have the folks that are going to present with me come sit up front. Yes, find a seat, find a seat.
I saw on our trip yesterday, and we found it very informative, very educational. I never would have known that you had all those facilities out there with companies that are making, and most of them were from out of the country, and that was impressive. And it's impressive the way that you're being able to bring them over here. Anytime you get an industrial park and you're trying to develop it, it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort to get people to come. They say you build it and they'll come. Sometimes you build it and they don't come. So you guys have done a good job, and I just wanted to let you know, and we'll go ahead and let you continue.
Thank you, thank you. If we can have the presentation put up, please. Thank you very much. First of all, I just wanted to say that I'm a diehard Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I love the Raiders. They're my number two team. The Raiders are my number 2 team. For all the Dallas Cowboy fans, we've called security, so they will be escorting you out of the premises. Just wanted to let you guys know. Yes?
Hey, there's mostly Dallas Cowboy fans in here, no? Or no? Yeah, see, so I watch every Sunday. I tune in to watch them, hoping they lose. and I'm serious. I just don't. When I was a kid, we only used to get 3 channels, and they were always the team playing. And, well,
it was always a sad Sunday.
I still have nightmares. Well, go ahead.
Good deal. Thank you. Thank you for everyone for showing up. Good morning. Buenos dias. Our presentation revolves around Border Region Transportation Partners. We have a team effort approach when it comes to border region infrastructure development. As those that attended the tour yesterday were able to realize that it's not just one entity that is promoting the border region, but there's several agencies that come together to promote and to work regarding infrastructure projects. With me, who will be presenting is Gerardo Fierro from New Mexico Border Authority, Stephen Lopez from Doña Ana County, Jerry Pacheco from the Border Industrial Association, and Marco Grajeda from the City of Sunland Park. There I am. There's the terrible towel behind me. And again, if anybody wants to put anybody on a Christmas list, my gifts are really easy. Anything Pittsburgh Steelers will do. Again, for those that don't know me, my name is Homer Bernal. I'm with District 1 International Programs. Part of our activities as international programs is interagency coordination. We have quarterly coordination meetings with local entities, with Doña Ana County, City of Sunland Park, and the New Mexico Border Authority. And we meet to give each other project updates, to coordinate infrastructure development, to allow each agency to voice concerns or to assist other agencies when it comes to border infrastructure development. Some of the other agencies that we coordinate with is the El Paso Metropolitan Organization. Our counterparts, our partners in the federal side would be for the United States Federal Highway Administration, more specifically the Joint Working Committee, which is a binational planning organization, GSA, the Department of State, Customs, which is Homeland Security, as well as TxDOT. Some of our Mexican partners include their federal DOT, SST, as well as SRE, which is the Foreign Relations Agency out of Mexico City, and several agencies from the state of Chihuahua and also local entities such as Ciudad Juárez, the municipio de Ciudad Juárez, as well as Palomas and so forth. We also interact a lot with private stakeholders, a lot of developers, industrial developers, residential, commercial developers. And I always like to point out that our customers, as everyone knows, are travelers, whether it be public, but also business travelers that utilize their infrastructure to move product to and from across the border regions as well. As you saw yesterday, the Santa Teresa border region has seen a huge increase in international trade, and our agencies are here to support that, promote it, and help it grow. One of our activities for our international programs is we have exchange events. Every April, we have our NMDOT exchange events where we provide the opportunity for transportation agencies from Chihuahua and Sonora to come to New Mexico. We have transportation workshops. Some of these workshops have included surveying workshops, project development, as well as GIS workshops. We also provide tours of construction projects for our visitors, as well as we've toured construction projects in Chihuahua. We've taken a couple of groups down there as well to tour their infrastructure development as well and have workshops also. A couple of upcoming projects for our district and for our department as a whole is the Southern Border State Study. This is through the Federal Highway Administration Joint Working Committee, and it's a study that will analyze the demand and evaluate the role of alternative vehicles, autonomous vehicles, electronic vehicles, alternative fuel vehicles, all centered around commercial vehicles along the border region. Now, the border states are all putting together their share of funding for this project, the study. California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas are combining funding sources to get this study on its way. And we're hoping to get this study started in the spring of 2026. A second upcoming study is a continuation of our border master plan, which is basically an inventory of priority projects that support the border crossings for our state, as well as transportation infrastructure projects that help support the growth and the vitalization of our border crossings. Our first border master plan was 2015. We did an update 2021, and we're hoping to continue with third 26, 27. I included this map to indicate that both Santa Teresa and the Columbus border crossing have oversized overweight zones. And why is this important for the DOT? This project was an economic development project that allows commercial vehicles to come into New Mexico up to 96,000 pounds. As you all are aware of, in the U.S., 80,000 pounds is the limit. But these zones allow commercial vehicles to come up from Mexico into the U.S., into New Mexico, at an elevated weight. And it allows for an effective cost approach for a lot of these shippers and companies that are located in Mexico looking to bring in extra cargo into New Mexico. The initial border zone was 6 miles. However, with the inclusion of the Union Pacific Intermodal, that zone was extended to 12 miles to include that area for overweight, oversized. And why is this important? Why is this included in our slides? We have to keep in mind the weight and the volume of commercial vehicles that come into New Mexico from a transportation infrastructure point of view. Our roads, as many of you saw yesterday, and there were some questions regarding commercial vehicles and the volume. These are concerns that we have to face in terms of trying to maintain maintenance, future projects that cater to commercial vehicles coming into Mexico at overweight, oversized zone, or oversized cargo. From this point, I'm going to turn this over to Gerardo Fierro, who's going to give information regarding the Board Authority. Any questions, though, before I hand the mic over? Thank you.
Thank you, Homer. My name is Gerardo Fierro. I'm the Executive Director of the New Mexico Board Authority. And I would also like to introduce Mr. Eduardo Calvo, the Executive Director of the El Paso MPO, who's going to join me for some of the projects that the Board Authority is doing together with the MPO and where we're partnering. Here you're able to see the mission of the New Mexico Board Authority and the strategic priorities. We're an executive branch state agency that provides leadership in the development of the state's international port of entries, and as well as serving as the governor's advisor and point of contact for those interested in opportunities at the port of entry. We also have a binational affairs agenda at the agency. We collaborate and coordinate with Mexico. We also are part of the JWC, the Joint Working Committee put together by Federal Highway. We participate with NMDOT, the MPOs, Secretaría de Comunicaciones y Transporte in Mexico. And we also secure capital outlay and special appropriations for projects in the border to develop the border. Projects go from water, wastewater, some transportation projects, and investments on the port of entries. Santa Teresa and Columbus right now are booming. We have, from 2023 to 2024, the total trade value on Santa Teresa grew from 28 billion to 40 billion. That's a 43% increase on total trade. That means more traffic on our roads, more traffic on our port of entry. A small port of entry that is currently holding a lot of cargo, valued cargo, oversized cargo, that goes from computers to cell phones to cattle. Cattle right now is closed. But it's a very diverse port of entry. And the same for Columbus. Columbus grew from 313 million to 395 million from 2023 to 2024. That's a 26% increase on the total trade value. That's imports and exports going out, in and out of New Mexico and Chihuahua. And with this explosive growth on the total trade value, or infrastructure is at a crossroads. We need to make strategic investments on our roads, where I believe NMDOT has been doing a great job, from projects like the Border Highway Connector and many others. These are some of our ICIP that we submitted for the next fiscal year. You can see that we partnered with Doña Ana County, the Village of Columbus, Doña Ana County again, Hidalgo County, and we're also doing a economic development study on both Luna and Hidalgo County. So we partnered with all the entities, local entities, governments that are in the border, from counties to villages to cities. We also partner with organizations like the MPO. These are some of the projects that are currently in progress. One of them is the Santa Teresa elevated water tank, which we partnered with CRUA. That's a 1 million water tank that is currently under construction, roughly about 40%. We have some projects of our own. The Border Authority parking lot at the port of entry that was just recently completed, and we're about to start a commercial parking lot right there at the border as well for trucks. And we have also the Border Highway Connector, the design, the preliminary design. That funding came through the Border Authority, where we're partners with DOT. but also the MPO is part of this. Also for the Border Highway Connector Phase 2 study, which I will now bring Eduardo so he can talk about this study that we're putting together. The funding came from capital outlay, and then we partnered with the MPO to run this study that will look at the hotspots that the Border Highway Connector will create between Texas and New Mexico, which is very important. Eduardo, I don't know if you can please.
Thank you, Gerardo. Good morning. My name is Eduardo Carmen, Executive Director of the El Paso MPO. Chairman, Commissioners, Secretary Serna, welcome to the Borderland. As Gerardo mentioned, the Border Highway Connector, we're calling it Phase 2, but it's really to look at the traffic impacts that will result from the construction of the Border Highway Connector, which is a project that as an MPO, as a regional organization, we fully support. But we need to figure out what could be some of the potential traffic impacts as more traffic moves from the port of entry of Santa Teresa into the network, because we know that a lot of this traffic wants to make their way into Texas, into the city of El Paso, and so on. So we're really excited about this project. It's another example of the great collaboration that we have between the two states, between New Mexico DOT and TxDOT. Just like the Borderland Expressway, it's another project where the two DOTs are working together to build a facility, and other examples. With that, you want to continue with the...
If you want to mention also about the IBC.
Absolutely. So as an MPO, we're also embarking in what we're calling the International Border Crossing Strategic Plan. So within our MPO region, we have 6 border crossings. On the west side, Santa Teresa, which is obviously in the state of New Mexico, and then the other 5 that are within El Paso County. So what we're doing here with this study, we are looking at the 6 crossings and looking at them as a system. Because right now we feel that the operation is very, very siloed. Santa Teresa, obviously, it's in the state of New Mexico, and then 3 of the 5 are owned by the city of El Paso, so they're looking, make improvements and so on for their crossings. And in the far east side with the county, Tornillo, Guadalupe, and right in the middle we have the Bridge of the Americas, which is owned by the federal governments. So it's difficult to plan improvements, and so what we're attempting to do here, obviously it's not easy because there's a lot of different interests, political, economic, and interests, and so on. But really look at them as a system so that we can identify efficiencies in operating these projects or these crossings as a system instead of looking at them, as individual crossings. On partnership, we're using a federal grant for that, but the local match, the non-federal match, is coming from 3 partners in the region: the city of El Paso, the county of El Paso, and the state of New Mexico. So we really appreciate the support in doing this. MPOs, we're all about the region. It's all the partnerships that we can that we need to put together to advance our infrastructure and mostly transportation projects, which is what the MPO does. So just a brief explanation.
Thank you, Eduardo. And with the rest of the projects, you can see the wide range and of projects that we have. And how we collaborate with the different local entities, as well with the Department of Transportation. And we also have a national approach to all of this. It's not just about southern New Mexico. We have to be good partners with El Paso, with Texas, but also with our neighboring state, Chihuahua, Ciudad Juárez. Mexico became the #1 trading partner of the U.S., and then Chihuahua is the #1 exporter state from Mexico, and we shared 3 international port of entries with them. I think the approach that we're trying to do from the Border Authority is that planning from a binational approach, a regional approach, like Eduardo mentioned. And I also want to take time to mention that our board of directors is comprised from different leaders from the region. We have representation from Luna County, Hidalgo County, Las Cruces, Doña Ana County, Sunland Park. We have here the chair, Mr. Joseph de la Rosa, and I saw one of our other members, Alexander Serra. And with that, I conclude my presentation, and I open the floors to entertain any questions that you may have.
Very informative, and we appreciate you coming to share that with us.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman Adams, Commissioners, Cabinet Secretary, good to see you again. My name is Stephen Lopez. I'm one of the Assistant County Managers for Doña Ana County. The Department of Public Works falls under my area of responsibility as of February of this year, and that's where a lot of this exciting stuff fits. I do want to really recognize both our partners that are speaking this morning, as well as in particular the NMDOT staff. Well, we've had a great working relationship with the District 1 team. My personal involvement with the District 1 team goes all the way back to working with Trent Doolittle and Harold Love back in the 1900s. And we'll leave it at that. It's what it is, sorry. Since back then too, yep. So we've got three main efforts I wanted to highlight for you all today that are in this particular region that you toured yesterday. That's the rail grade separation bridge, the High Mesa Road, and the local arterial connector that'll link up Highway 9, Industrial Avenue, and Strauss. And then I'll also touch on a few other projects. Right now, we have just concluded bidding for the rail grade separation bridge. We are negotiating out the final parts of that contract and hope to be in construction. Well, we will be in construction one way or the other, first quarter of 2026. It's looking really good. This is a joint project between the Federal Railroad Administration, NMDOT, and New Mexico Border Authority, Jerry Pacheco's team over at the Border Industrial Association, and the county. Really exciting that our bids came in under budget. So it's real. High Mesa Road, this is a project that was envisioned 40 years ago. So it's time that we actually make some movement on it. NMDOT did an A/B study back in 2016 on this, and it's really hard from the A/B study back then to quantify how much traffic might be using this. The county is now at the point, working with the DOT and Aaron and his team, we think it's absolutely critical for the future of the county to have this in place within the next 5 years. It not only will allow connecting the industrial park that you saw yesterday with the Las Cruces Industrial Park, it'll provide an alternate pathway for all westbound traffic coming out of the border crossing. The traffic won't have to go into El Paso and Texas to get back into New Mexico to go to Arizona. That's going to be huge for our area. In addition, it's going to allow us to connect communities that right now only have one way in and out. And during disasters that we've had over the last 5 years, that's been really highlighted to us how vulnerable those communities are. It's also going to allow us to take that truck traffic from all those farms up onto the High Mesa Road. So we're going to have connections starting at the industrial park, going up from off of Pete Domenici to La Union, Chamberino, La Mesa, the town of Mesilla. Mayor, good to see you up here also. And to Las Cruces. And we're also planning to loop it around not just the Las Cruces Industrial Park, but connect also with the Corralitos on and off ramp. So that we have good alternate routes. The Las Cruces Industrial Park's also locked in right now, one way in, one way out. You all saw what happened in Los Lunas when they built and built, and then everybody has to cross at one location. We want to avoid that and take advantage of lessons learned. Local arterial connector here in the industrial park. NMDOT will tell you our road network in the industrial park it's stretched right now. It's difficult to take those big, huge windmill blades that you may have seen and get them out. And right now, without that High Mesa Road, they're having to go down Highway 9 over to Columbus and then back on, up to the interstate. So This will allow us to improve that access by connecting Highway 9 straight up in, providing that alternate access and the future expansion, both for the road network as well as the utilities that support that. Other projects we have going on, we just completed in the last 12 months, the new runway at our jetport that you may have seen yesterday during the tour. So we are now able to handle up to 767 cargo aircraft, and we are already working on the master plan for additional another runway, a crosswind runway, as well as we are in the starting stages right now of a new terminal building that will also contain some offices, some conference rooms, so that when people do fly in, they actually have a place that they can meet with customers. The data center project, you may have heard, largest in the United States, $165 billion is under construction. That is excellent. What we are really enthused about is how they are taking advantage of places like Foxconn. You may have seen it just across the border yesterday. Foxconn just went under contract with Oracle last week publicly to produce servers for the Project Stargate. And this is the closest of the Project Stargate data centers, so they're going to literally be able to drive 5 minutes to get the servers in for that data center. We are also looking at Alta Mesa subdivision. When you saw Project Jupiter, there's desert to the north. That's going to bring in 5,000 plus homes, plus businesses, and we expect construction to start as early as next summer. The county is also going to be investing, thanks to our voters, in 2 large recreational centers, 2 $40 million recreational centers, one in the northern part of the county, one in the southern part of the county, as well as a number of utility upgrades and expansions. We are also working right now on plans for a desalination plant, the first commercial in-production desalination plant in New Mexico. That we need to secure our water future for the state, especially in light of what were the impacts from the Texas v. New Mexico lawsuit. And we can announce that as of 7 days ago, we are working on another industrial park specific to aerospace. And we are working with Spaceport America on how we can make that a reality. We're missing out right now, not getting into that business. We've identified some great land. NMDOT is already partnering with us on this. So really, really exciting. And then one that's not up here because it also is only 7 days old, but we didn't even have it down yet on our list, is a project working with the City of Las Cruces, with NMDOT, with the Mesilla Valley MPO, and then of course the county, to make a regional connector up northeast of Las Cruces that will take advantage of that Engler on and off ramp system that Aaron highlighted earlier that needs $38 million of DOT funding. So if you can fund that, we can get the traffic to you here in just a couple of years. So with that, be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you. We thank you very much for also being here and presenting your information. We found it, again, say it over and over, very fascinating yesterday. Who would have known once we got up in that area? So you guys are doing a great job.
It is very exciting. People like Jerry that have been working on this for decades really deserve the credit on it. We're coming in later than we should have to the game, but very excited that we're going to be able to make some major improvements and major investments to support the growth.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Harold doesn't look a day older than when I first met him, so I don't know how he does it.
He doesn't look a day younger either.
So I'll go ahead and turn it over to Jerry Pacheco from New Mexico Border Authority. Border Industrial Association, sorry.
Welcome, Jerry.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, Mr. Cabinet Secretary, welcome again to Southern New Mexico. I wanted to, first of all, thank you for having such a great team in our district. Aaron, Homer, and I get together about every 2 months so we can do a download of all the projects that are happening, so we can do traffic flows, what's coming, you know, what a road's going to look like. So they're a great team to work with, so I want to point that out. So I really like what you said, build it and they will come. Well, this is not a project where that happened. I got here in 1991 as part of Governor Bruce King's team to open up the port of entry. Once we opened it up in 1993, we thought, this is great, everybody's going to come. For about 10 years, nothing happened. The road on the south side of the port of entry for 12 miles into Mexico was not paved. And we did stupid things back then. Me and the then Border Authority head thought we were going to attract more truckers. We got a bunch of Burger King Whopper coupons, and every trucker that would cross northbound, we gave them a coupon. And we said, there's more where this came from, tell your friends. And we were crossing 50 trucks a day at that point in time. But you saw yesterday what's happening down here. I've always believed that this is the state's best opportunity to diversify our economy, and it's happening. So let's go on with the presentation. Next, please. So we have 4 industrial parks, the airport park. We've got a privately owned rail park with a company called Iron Horse Resources that has their 3 locomotives, and they control 11 miles of rail. So if we have a rail-served client, we put them in that park. West Park is the newest park that we have. We have about 2 million square feet there. You saw all the big buildings in that park, the spec buildings. The biggest building we have now is 425,000 square feet. And down at the border, we have a smaller park there. And of course, up in the upper left-hand corner, we have the Union Pacific project, which we opened on April Fool's Day, 2013. And then the Santa Teresa Jetport, as Stephen pointed out. And then that jagged line represents the border highway connector that'll connect to Highway 273, which is McNutt. Next, please. We are tracking exports. In 1991, when I went to go work for Governor King, one of my tasks was to track New Mexico's exports to the world. I remember when I did that, New Mexico ranked behind Delaware, Vermont, and Iowa in terms of exports to Mexico. I think we did a total of $16 million of exports to Mexico. Well, last year, our total exports to the world went up 144%. Our exports to Mexico went up 101%. We jumped from the 20th largest exporting state to Mexico to number 10. And we have no business being there. We're punching above our weight. And Doña Ana County is accounting for more than 60% of New Mexico's exports to the world. And if you know Doña Ana County, Las Cruces is a wonderful town, beautiful town. People choose to retire there. A lot of culture, great restaurants, nature, but not too much is made in Las Cruces. What is happening is the Santa Teresa industrial base is accounting for more than 60% of the state's exports to the world. Next, please. And by the way, we rank 6th in terms of ports of entry, in terms of volume of trade. Some recently completed projects that I showed the commission yesterday. We have in the upper left-hand corner, we have an onion processor called Oro Inc. They are processing onions. We've recruited 3 Taiwanese companies in the past 5 years. Symmetric is one. Ergo Motion in the top right-hand corner is a Chinese company. 365,000 square feet. They do adjustable bedding, and they're making mattresses in there. Down in the lower left-hand corner, we have 60 acres of steel and cardboard recycling. We have a brand new third-party logistics firm that the building is foreign trade zone certified. And because of the overweight zone, we're attracting a lot of commodities companies. And let me make a comment on the overweight zone. That was a mistake. When I worked with Legislative Council Services, we established a 6-mile overweight zone, and we had just recruited Union Pacific's intermodal yard. And I thought they were going to be a mile within the overweight zone, and they were 2 miles outside the overweight zone. So we had to go back hat in hand with the legislature, and I asked for 2 more miles. And Bobby Gonzalez, who's a friend of mine from Taos, was in the House of Representatives, and he was the chair of the Transportation Committee. And he said, what are you asking for? Didn't we just give you this bill? And I said, I need another 2 miles. And he literally said, Jerry, we don't want to see you or this bill in front of this committee again. Just double the overweight zone. And that's how we got 12 miles. Next, please. So some other projects we have going on. We have the state's largest cold storage. They've added 2 expansions. They're 342,000 square feet. As the chairman indicated, only 2 of the 80-some companies we have up on the industrial base are actually from New Mexico. and this is one of them. They're out of Las Cruces. Those silos, those vats, there's 120 of those, 40 feet high, chili mash, Louisiana Pepper Exchange. Then we have Tyson Krupp, Coast Metals, we got out of Sacramento, distribute aluminum and steel. Monty is out of Cincinnati. They do metal fabrication. A lot of the stuff goes into data centers. And you have got down at the bottom here, Franklin Mountain Packaging, which is Mr. Paul Foster's company. He just added another 150,000 square foot building. Hoda, the green slide there, is our third Taiwanese company. They build powertrains and gears for Tesla and GM. Next, please. Well, we have ARS Distribution Center. They're laying their foundation as we speak. ThyssenKrupp is out of Germany, 86,000 square feet. We'll be inaugurating their operation in January. And then the Valley Cold Storage, I had mentioned, they are one of the native New Mexican companies. That whole space, 342,000 square feet, is one big refrigerator. They can chill to 25 below zero there. Brake Parts Inc. took a full spec building at 415,000 square feet. They are going to be distributing all sorts of rotors and calipers, what have you, for brakes. I had mentioned to the commission yesterday that one of the biggest losses we suffered was Green Power Motors. We had already announced this EV school bus manufacturer was going to co-locate with a Polish battery company in one building, and they had come several times, and we were already engineering the building. When the steel and aluminum tariffs hit, it added $78,000 to a bus. So they pulled the plug on that, unfortunately. And then Project Jupiter, you got to see that yesterday. They've already cleared all their land. It's just amazing how fast they're going. They have lights up so they can work 24 hours a day on that project. Next, please. So, new spec. We found a spec builder. Speculative building is when you build a building without necessarily having a tenant. You go out and find a tenant. Blue Road has built the first building in 2021, 315,000. Followed that with 365,000. It then went to 425,000, 415,000. They plan to build more spec Q1 of this next year. You also have Franklin Mountain Industrial building spec buildings, Mr. Paul Foster. Then we have Pan American Realty with their spec building, and Aviaxa out of Mexico with their spec building. And I'm dealing with a landowner at the border that wants to do another 120,000 square feet. Next, please. We also have some exciting projects. In the upper left-hand corner is a rendering of Mr. Paul Foster's industrial park right next to the Santa Teresa Jetport. Right on Pete Dominici and Strauss are 272 acres that I pointed out yesterday on the bus tour. Company out of Laredo bought that land, and they are in the process of platting that. And then right across the street from that project that I just mentioned is the housing development that Mr. Lopez mentioned. The first 250 lots will be built this next year. This is going to be a major, major residential commercial development, even with, I think it's a 34-acre plaza in the middle of this. Next, please. So if you take the projects or construction that's recently been constructed, or being constructed or about to be constructed, we have about 2.5 million square feet. If you add what's going on the Mexican border, Foxconn just added another 1.2 million square feet on top of its 1.5 million square feet. We got 2 gummy bear factories on the other side, a paper mill. I should have brought gummy bears for the commission area. I'm sorry, next time. But if you add all that up, it's about 4 million square feet of the space on both sides of the border that are being built. So it's a lot of industrial space, necessitates a lot of infrastructure to keep this thing going. And that's my message I always give the legislature. If you want to keep this going, we need funding for water, we need funding for wastewater, we need good roads, we need good infrastructure. Next, please. There's the jetport. That jetport received $20 million from the state, $2.5 million from the feds. We can now land 757 cargo jets. There is the K. Bailey Hutchinson desal plant. As Stephen mentioned, we're going to get a desal plant and put it here for the benefit of the region. Next, please. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Yes, Commissioner Tonjes.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you so much for your presentation, as well as those of your associates. First, I want to apologize that I wasn't able to participate yesterday. I was out of state, didn't get in until late last night, and it made me sick that I missed it, because the presentation you just made is one of the favorite ones that I've ever heard, just to see all that you're doing. I've known Jerry for 30 years, admired your work forever, and really applaud you as well as your associates for what you have accomplished here and the things that are yet to come. Just kudos to you all and wish you the very best. This is what New Mexico needs desperately to continue to expand our economy, provide employment opportunities for our citizens, and keep New Mexico moving up that list. So thank you so much.
Mr. Chair, Commissioner Tonjes, the doors are always open. If you ever want a personal windshield tour and the full presentation, you just let me know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And just to echo those comments, we really enjoyed your commentating yesterday as we were doing the tour. And so it was, again, I can't say enough about it. Any other questions from fellow commissioners?
No. Just thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. As you can see, I'm not the city manager, Mario Juarez Infantes. I'm Marco Grajeda. I'm the deputy city manager here for Sunland Park. I want to say welcome to the city of Sunland Park. We're excited to have this important commission with us today and yesterday. Just a little bit of background. I previously worked alongside your team as the head of the New Mexico Border Authority for 4.5 years. In that time, we advanced many of the key infrastructure projects, including the New Mexico Border Highway Connector and the expansion and modernization of the Santa Teresa Port of Entry. I'm happy that the NMDOT team, along with this commission, and the Border Authority team with Gerardo Fierro have continued to advance these priorities, which are really important to this region and provided that continuity. Now I'm happy to serve here in the city of Sunland Park as I mentioned, as the city's deputy city manager. In this role, I've worked with our team, and I want to say we have a very strong team, in particular with our city manager, Mario, to further promote economic development in this region, advance infrastructure priorities that have been pending for so many years, and improve the quality of life of our Sunland Park residents. This one's especially important to me as a father of two little ones, so I'm happy to work on this important issue. If we go to the next slide. Now, in this first slide, you'll see our efforts to promote quality of life initiatives and healthy entertainment for our residents and visitors, and that includes folks in Santa Teresa, that includes folks in El Paso and Ciudad Juarez. We're a binational region here. We want to make amenities accessible to all walks of life, regardless of which part of the town you live in the newer part, or if you live in the older part. And we want to do this through convenient transportation options. And so what am I talking about? We're talking about expanding our trail system, making our region more walkable, more bicycle friendly, and still allowing that flow of transit, both commercial in certain areas, which we'll be working with the state on the New Mexico Border Highway Connector, that will take a lot of that commercial traffic outside of the city to promote, residential travel along with our visitors, and still have options for walkable and cycling as well. Sunland Park is completing its land development code, as you can see, to promote multimodal transportation, which is what I was referring to. Again, we want to connect those open spaces that are safe, inviting, promote a healthier community. And also, again, we want to get people out there. We want people to enjoy our community, enjoy our public spaces, enjoy the Rio Grande watershed that we have just near this beautiful facility, along with our Franklin Mountain watersheds. And you can see in this picture, we have some renderings of our proposed entertainment corridor. Again, Sunland Park has been known for providing entertainment. We want to provide a safe space. We want to provide a space for folks in the entire region to come out, enjoy, get out there and have a good time. Next slide. Now, I want to take a quick second to provide a story, something happened over the summer, unfortunately tragic. We had an accident here on one of our main corridors on Sunland Park that resulted in the loss of a life of a pedestrian. This is along a high traffic corridor here in Sunland Park. This is unfortunate. This is something that the city needs to work to address. And the city is working to change our infrastructure to promote that safety for our motorists and our pedestrians. And you can see here a roundabout feature that we're looking to incorporate in one of our major corridors in Sunland Park Drive. I don't need to tell the engineers how important these features are to slow down traffic and reduce the number of traffics, including pedestrian vehicle accidents. We do have a pending request for this project of $3 million. We're working with our congressman, who's been very supportive of this region, Congressman Gabe Vasquez. So we're hoping to get this feature here moving pretty soon. On the next slide. We've been hearing a lot about the importance of U.S.-Mexico trade. You all saw it. You were out in the Santa Teresa area. We went out to different points here in Sunland Park. That's incredibly important to this region. And we believe here in Sunland Park that we can play a key role in supporting that trade, that important trade with Mexico, and support our state. And what I'm referring to is the city is currently advancing a proposed Sunland Park port of entry that's going to be called the Camino Real de Tierra Adentro port of entry. This would be a proposed passenger-occupied and pedestrian-only crossing. Why is this important? We heard mention that we need to look at our ports of entry as a system. That's what we're proposing here. So when we're talking about Santa Teresa, we want to take some of the burden from the private vehicle traffic, take that here to Sunland Park, have Santa Teresa do what it does best. Focus on the industrial, focus on the commercial traffic. That's where we have all the trucks going. This is especially important. We heard a mention about El Paso soon closing one of their major ports of entry to commercial traffic. A lot of that is going to be shifting to Santa Teresa. That's great. That's great for the state. That's great for the region. We can support through the Camino Real de Tierra Adentro port of entry, support that project by prioritizing commercial traffic going through that area and private vehicle traffic coming out to Sunland Park. That's what we're envisioning. We are working with our members of Congress to push legislation that would allow our project to move forward a little bit faster. That legislation has already cleared the U.S. Senate with support from our U.S. senators, in particular, Mr. Ben Ray Lujan. We're also working with Congressman Gabe Vasquez to make sure that this important legislation clears the House of Representatives. And again, we want to support this important priority for our state. As a former border authority head, I understand the importance of it. I know our city manager understands the importance of it, and we believe we can support. With that, I wanted to thank you all for joining us again, for giving us this opportunity to address this important commission. I believe it's the first time that we've held this, certainly in this facility, that you all are enjoying today. I look forward to advancing these and other priorities with your help, with the help of the NMDO team. And I want to close off by saying that our arms are open to collaboration.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Commissioner Tater.
Ports of entry, how are they funded? Does Mexico provide a portion of the funding and planning?
The ports of entry, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I'd have to see if somebody else from my staff, so I've only been on the team a short amount of time. But on the Mexico side, we do have support from the Mexican government to invest on their side. I believe the project has actually gone a lot further on the Mexican side. But unfortunately, I don't have all the information on how we're going to be funding this project at the time, Commissioner. I would want to ask if I could follow up with you and give you a detailed break-in of some of those numbers. Before I let you go, we had requested to share a quick video that I know that the Commission had already looked at. But I don't know if we had the chance to set that up. We do. So is it okay if we share that video?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Here in Sunland Park, the heart of our city has always been our people. Generations have gathered at the base of Mount Cristo Rey, celebrating traditions, sharing culture, and creating a place that feels unmistakably like home. Today, that same spirit continues, and it's guiding a new chapter of growth for our city. We're building a Sunland Park that honors our culture while moving toward a stronger, more connected future. This part of the border depends on movement. Every day, residents, workers, and visitors travel through our roads, our neighborhoods, and our shared regional corridors. That's why investing in mobility is at the center of our work. From McNutt Road to NM 136, improvements across the area reflect cooperation between Sunland Park and our regional partners. Together, we're supporting safer routes, smoother travel, and infrastructure that meets the needs of a growing border community. The industrial park, rail operations, and cross-border workforce are making this region an important place to do business. Sunland Park is part of that momentum, aligning our planning, our services, and our long-term vision with what's happening around us. But growth isn't only about roads or industry. It's about creating a city where families want to live, where kids have places to play, and where culture is celebrated. From parks and recreation areas to community facilities, we're investing in spaces that bring people together. As our city grows, we're planning responsibly. Sunland Park is moving forward with commitment and clarity, rooted in our culture, guided by collaboration, and focused on creating opportunities for the people who call this region home. This is Sunland Park, our city, our border, our future.
The information, and we can't thank you enough, so thank you.
Thank you all so much for being here. And I do want to ask if we can stay after the meeting. We'll have some local Mexican food available for you all before you
I
guys.
hope everybody stays. I see more and more people leaving. I don't want them to leave before they eat, so
yes.
Thank you, and it's very much appreciated.
Thank you, Marco. Just to finish and further conclude, the whole purpose of our presentations was to show that we don't work in silos here in this region. We work together as a team. We all wear that same jersey to further develop our economy and our infrastructure for our region and for the trade for New Mexico. With that said, I thank you all for your time and your participation. Thank you.
Thank you. And with that, we're going to move on to C, which is the STC dates, locations, and times. What I would like to do with that is I'd like for all the commissioners to start thinking of where they want to have their next meeting. The extra meeting that we have every month would be my recommendation that it stay in Albuquerque. And then it's up to you to see where you would want it. So think about it, and then we'll talk about it in the December meeting and make a final action. And the other thing is, just make sure that wherever you're thinking of having it, that there's plenty of room for everybody. So in case the crews and the employees come in and there's other people, that there's plenty of space like here to move around. And so take all that into consideration. And then I would say again, Commissioner McElroy, that we would look at these areas like now in the winter again, because if you go up north, it's going to be snowing and stuff. So we can discuss all that at the December meeting. So with that, is there any other questions? And Commissioner Taylor, being that we're having every other meeting in Albuquerque, I would say that it's up to you, that in January we could be in Albuquerque, and then in February you could go to wherever you want to go. That's something to discuss too. And that way because you always get like, because we're in session, you always get like that. So, thank you.
The other date is February 19th. That's during session, so that might be something you guys could think about as well.
Is that during the session? Okay, so we'll take that into consideration too, that the 19th, and we can move it to another date. Thank you. With that, we're going to go on to action items, Transportation Project Fund Match Waiver. It's always good to have you come. Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission. I'm here to request approval for the FY26 Transportation Project Fund Match Waiver Program. This program authorizes the department to distribute a portion of TPF funds to entities that can demonstrate financial hardship for the use of their 5% match. The projects listed on page 205 have been reviewed by the Department of Finance and deemed eligible for the match waiver program. Therefore, we respectfully request your approval to award $504,164 in match waiver funding to the entities identified. Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission, with that, I stand for any questions.
Fellow commissioners, do you have any questions? If not, what is the pleasure of this commission? I have a motion for approval from Commissioner Taylor, a second from Commissioner Tonjes. All in favor? Opposed? Carries unanimously. Thank you. And now we'll go on to B, the Local Government Road Fund Match Waiver Program.
Again, so I'm here to request approval for the FY26 Local Government Road Fund Match Program. This program authorizes the department to distribute up to $1 million in LGRF funding to entities that can demonstrate financial hardship, allowing the funds to be used as all or part of their required 25% match. The projects listed on page 210 have been reviewed by the Department of Finance and have been deemed eligible for the waiver. Therefore, we respectfully request approval to issue $771,562 in match waiver funding to the entities listed. With that, I stand for any questions.
Fellow commissioners, you've had a chance to review the request. Is there any questions? If not, what is the pleasure of this commission for approval of FY26 Local Government Road Fund Match Fund Waiver? I got a motion from Commissioner Taylor. I don't want you all speaking up at once.
Second.
Second by Commissioner McElroy. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries unanimously. That was quick, no?
Quick,
Okay.
thank you.
With that, it always comes to this part of the meeting, which is everybody's favorite part. And on behalf of this commission, we want to wish you and all your families a very safe and happy Thanksgiving, and our best wishes thanks again for all the hard work you do. And it was a pleasure and an honor to be here in Sunland. I can't thank Sunland enough for the hospitality that they've shown. I'm going to go back and brag about it, so thank you again. And everything has been great. And so if there is no other business to come before this commission, what is the pleasure of this commission? Do I have a motion to adjourn at approximately 11:33?
So moved.
So moved by Commissioner Tonjes.
Second.
Second and third by Commissioner Chenoweth and Commissioner Taylor. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.